need that sports encyclopedia. We West Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you? He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I'll proudly stand up next to you. Oh, God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB Show.
What up? We are in the building. It is Merciless Monday. Free agency frenzy has begun. Trades, free agents. Today starts 3 p.m. We're going to get it going. All things real on the realest show on planet Earth. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member. We are here in the building. It is Merciless Monday. I'm taking no mercy as we get this show underway. A lot's going on already to start this morning off. 6 a.m. on the West Coast, 9 a.m. on the East Coast, and we already got how many things happening? A lot. So we're going to dive into it right here, right now. Let's get this thing cracking. This show is brought to you by BetUS, so make sure you head on over to BetUS today and use the promo code CoachJB and get you a 150% bonus up to your first deposit up to $2,000. Plus, you get security and protection. So let's dive into it, man. Free agency frenzy and NFL trades have begun, and it all started with Myles Garrett signing the largest non-quarterback contract over this past weekend, which opened this thing up with a bang as DK Metcalf was moved from Seattle to Pittsburgh. Davante Adams to the Rams, as someone on this show said, was a done deal about a month ago, and now it's who is next as we begin this Merciless Monday on the realest show on planet Earth. Seattle is either very, very dumb or very, very smart, and that shall be determined in the next month or so in this draft as they get 5 of the first 92 picks of the 2025 draft in April after the DK Metcalf trade. What is up their sleeve at quarterback? I hear Sam Darnold, just like many of you, but if it's simply because of Kubiak going there and his former quarterback coach of Sam Darnold, I'm fighting that move and rather see Sam stay put right there in Minnesota. What is happening in Pittsburgh? Someone on this show also said, don't be shocked if Aaron Rodgers ends up a Steeler. And here they have DK Metcalf and Pickens together. He's got to be salivating if Tomlin wants him, right? Justin Fields says he likes the New York Jets and is waiting upon today's deadline to let him know if they like him. So he is not all in Pittsburgh, and apparently Pittsburgh was all in on Justin Fields, so that seems to be a little bit of a disgruntled marriage. Russell Wilson, anybody know anything about Russell Wilson? Hasn't heard anything about that. And the Colts are shopping AR5, as I said they would, which would open up the Aaron Rodgers talks, like I said it would. But as of right now, the Rams are better after re-signing Stafford 2 weeks ago, and now get the addition of Davante Adams. And good luck stopping that offense come September. But what do I know? We got a big loaded show today. Pound that like. Shaun King joins us with all in things insightful. And let's bring in my main man, the Far East Sider, Naptown legend, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, and the AR5 defendant, Caitlin Clark Jockin, Fox Sports' very own Big Smitty joins us. Let's dive right into it.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man? We here live. It's Monday. JB just broke down everything that happened during NFL free agency. We put the dive into that. We got hockey news. I think my guy Ovechkin hit like his 880-some goal the other day. He about to make history here soon. So much things have happened in the last 24 to 48 hours, and we're going to talk about everything. We couldn't do it without you. When I say you, I mean Cam Brayard, I mean T. Haywood, I mean Danny Sanchez, my cousin G. Wizzy, Jarrett, Jazzy Jazz from the A, Boston Richie, Mustang 760, and Rolf Morrison. We got to load the show, JB. Your energy look low, so figure it out right now. I'm going to tell you right now, it's 6:09 a.m. Pacific time. Get your energy right. I don't care if you got to throw up, slap yourself in the face, or do 10 push-ups. You figure it out for this show. I'm loaded in a good way.
I'm loaded regular way. Why my energy low?
I mean, should I tell the people? Should you tell the people?
What?
So JB, y'all just got home from the yacht probably 2.5, 3 hours ago. He was there all yesterday. It's a beautiful day in LA. You know, anytime the weather's good, you know where JB's gonna be at. He had a couple AEs, couple homies with him, was just getting loaded all day long. He took down so many beers and whiskey shots that it's unbelievable. So he's drunk right now, chap, and he's barely hanging on. He's hanging on by a thread. So y'all just bear with him. But there's a reason why his energy's low and his eyes are even lower.
My eyes low? I just got lighting today, homie. It's nothing. It's normal, regular shit.
Okay.
Anyway, a beautiful day on the water. Beautiful day on the water. Nicest day has been on the water since, I don't know, for a long time. But it is what it is. I'm back. I'm here. Made it.
You all right? Clearing your throat a lot. Well, we here. Let's make the most of it, homie. I'm just making sure you're good. If you throw up, just do it on the show, please.
I cut my hand like raising the anchor up. Fucking Ruben. But anyway, Ruben had to go to work at 1 a.m. this morning.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, so we left the boat and he basically went to work. This is normal. You guys have seen this when we first started the show with Smitty. I stayed up all through the night with Pat and the Vegas trip. We did the Vegas, did the show still. It's normal. It's normal.
You all right? We keep doing that, homie.
Clear my throat. Huh?
Yeah, you loaded. Because I've had those nights where I just drink a lot. And for whatever, when you get older, all that phlegm and you can't talk, your voice is messed up. You need some hot tea. You need a warm rag around your neck. You probably need some sort of energy drink, and you need a tortilla or some carb wise to chew on to soak up all the alcohol. You need a lot right now.
First of all, hot towels and tea.
Oh my god,
that rhymes with hey, they, and may. All that I've never done that. If you ever see me with a hot towel or drinking tea, you should just push me off of a cliff or wherever you see. Now I don't have my 5-hour energy. Horrible planning. I didn't prep today. I should have grabbed me a couple 5-hour energy because I got to do like 6 shows a day now. Fuck.
You really do, homie. Like you ain't got no break after this year. That's the messed up part. Because typically, if you load it, do the show, push through, go take a long ass nap or shower, whatever. You ain't even got a time. You got to go from here to unpaid. You and Baby about the LA show back probably. You got to do all the smoke. Then you got to go hop on bench. Bench hit you up. They want you on their show.
Them motherfuckers hit me up all the time. I don't know. You know them?
I did this a couple weeks ago. It was actually cool. It was like 30
cool
minutes.
People, yeah.
Give me a little bit of bread. It was cool. It was fun.
What do they call it? Benched? Benched, yeah.
Shout out to Bench.
Shout out to Bench. Man, let's damn near got to sell the yacht. For what? Motherfucker yacht's beautiful. Running unbelievable. I put a table in, Smitty. I installed a table to cut, like a cutting table. on a little pole right above the sink. So now I got the sink plus its own little cutting board table, like we fish, whatever. You can put the fish on there, fillet table.
Charcuterie board. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
open up the room, open up that little sink area. We got a lot going on.
You bad boy.
But that's all I really shit. Good show. Let's go. We'll see you tomorrow. Fucking Tuesday. Talk Tuesday. I got a win list, Cap Lucky. You fucking bitch. I got a win list. What the fuck you think is fucking what I was doing? God damn, you fucking. I'm a cheap fuck. A win list, Smitty, is an actual electric it's an electric anchor.
Gotcha.
Electric anchor. So it pulls it up and lets it down by itself.
Right, you just hold the button.
This motherfucker act like I'm out here like this motherfucker act like I'm out here like this. Like, you fucking idiot. God damn.
Like tug of war, like you really in there grinding.
Yeah. But Ruben did fuck it up and pushed it wrong, and we got a little fucking chain caught up, and I had to fucking go fucking grab it, and it is what it is. But let's dive into sports. We got a lot going on today, and let's give the people what they're here for. Quote of the day brought to you by BetUS. Let's start there. Get you 150% bonus up to your first deposit. NBA's going crazy. NHL's going crazy.
Yeah.
9 goals away from Wayne Gretzky's record. We're going to see a LeBron record a year ago, and now we're going to see the a record that many said could never have been broken in NHL. The great ones, all-time goal scoring record maybe got here. 9 goals away. We'll see. Quote of the day, Smitty. A person who doesn't defend you while someone else slanders you is an enemy too.
That's real. That's real talk. If you really my homie, and dude talk behind my back, you better step to the plate and say something. Hey, bro, chill. That ain't true. That ain't how my homie moved. That ain't what happened. That ain't. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do that. You gotta do that sometime.
Yeah. I mean, people talk about you all the time, and I'm just like, I'm not in it. So that's what I say. Like, I'm not. It's better to say, better not say anything than.
We work together. We're not homies, so I get it.
Yeah. Acquaintances.
Yeah. It's all good. As long as you pay me, I ain't true.
Acquaintances. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Smitty, an apology without change is just manipulation.
I like that one.
It is. Apology, Smitty. That's why I don't apologize, homie.
Because you know you're not gonna change.
Yeah, apology without change is manipulation. You're just fucking doing it so that the guy accepts you back in their circle.
Damn. What if your intentions were to change? You just weren't able to sustain that though.
But you're a liar.
No, you're not a liar. You're just not disciplined.
That's a liar.
It's kind of like somebody who's like a drug addict or something like that, and they wean themselves off or do whatever they got to, and they relapse a couple years later. It's not that they lie. It's just they fucked up again. Like, we're human. We make error. We human error, mistakes.
T. Haywood said, "Is this a re-aired show?" Yeah,
live, homie. What made you say that?
Yeah, re-aired live.
This is March 10th. It's March 10th, 6:17 a.m. Pacific, 9:17 your time, homie. So I hope that answers your question.
Smitty, poll question. Let's dive right into it, man. So far, Smitty, the biggest winner and the biggest loser in this free agency / trade that's happened over the weekend. What's happening right now? I'm sure there's going to be breaking news during this show live, as we may hear Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers to the Colts, AR5 getting traded for a Chico stick and string cheese, which will probably happen. Big Ben Roethlisberger comes out of retirement and plays again. But anyway, right now, let's give it out. Your biggest wins, biggest losses so far.
Man, the biggest wins, the biggest win, number one, I'm going to go with the Raiders, contrary to believe, because I believe they will have the highest growth from last season to this season in terms of wins and losses, the win and loss column. So last year, I think the Raiders won 4 games. I think they were 4-13. I legit see the Raiders being a 9 or 10 win team this year with Pete Carroll and Geno Smith at the helm, leading the way on the offensive end. I think Geno Smith is a guy he's proven to get you to the playoffs when he's healthy. Him and Pete love each other, have a great dynamic together. They understand each other, just ways, and Geno knows the offense like the back of his hand. Pete knows what Geno likes as a quarterback, what he dislikes, and I don't think they're finished yet. Obviously, we got the draft coming up, of course, but there might maybe even some more smaller moves as well to help guide that team along. So I put the Raiders at number 1 because of I guess the path grown and just where they started, meaning 4-13, and where I predict them to be. Secondly, and I don't want to steal JB's thunder because I don't know his answer, but if I had to guess, I think he would probably say the Rams because getting Devontae Adams, I mean, you could argue that may put them back in the Super Bowl conversation because Devontae is still one of those guys. He's still one of those top wide receivers. Even in his quote-unquote down year, if you want to call last year a down year, he still, I think, got over 1,000 receiving yards, if I'm not mistaken. And he missed games and he was traded in the middle of the season and all so much happened last year. He still got over 1,000. So you put him with Matthew Stafford and you got Pook over there, as good as Cooper Kupp is and was, Devontae, in my opinion, can just do more at the position, and especially at this point in their careers too. Regardless of how you guys feel about who's better and all that stuff, I think we can agree right now today, Devontae is an upgrade over Cooper Kupp. So those are the two teams that comes off the top of the head as far as wins. As far as the team took the biggest L right now, I'm gonna go with Bailey Seattle Seahawks. What they doing? What's the plan right now? They're losing everybody. They lost DK Metcalf. They lost Geno Smith. They already lost Pete Carroll last year. I'm still gonna count that just because that was crazy. They losing everybody. They anybody that had any sort of relevance to the Seahawks, they just losing right now. So I mean, listen, maybe they'll prove me wrong and prove the world wrong and do a complete rebuild and just build this thing from the bottom up, and they may ball out next year. Who knows? But where we stand right now, I don't see the plan, Coach McDonald. I don't see the plan, GM. So I think the biggest losers as of today, right now, got to be the Seahawks.
Yeah, I agree with the Seahawks. They're either very smart or very dumb. I don't know yet. We'll see. They have to have a plan. You're right, though. The Rams right now, solidifying Stafford just 2 weeks ago and grabbing Devontae along with Nakua, Higbee, Kyler Williams, the O-line returning. Shoring up that defense, they have to be right there with the Eagles in the NFC as the favorite. That'd be my bet right now. I know the Eagles are the favorite along with Kansas City overall. I would have to put the Rams in that mix. They have to be pretty high. I don't know where. I don't know anything. I'm just saying the Rams have to be in there. So we'll see. The Metcalf thing to Seattle, I don't believe Seattle. That's not like a Diggs leaving Buffalo, in my opinion. I think he has a little shitbird in him, a little shit on his neck, and we saw him bitching and moaning here and there, but he's not Diggs, in my opinion. I don't think this is an addition by subtraction situation. I think Seattle lost them. They lost Tyler Lockett, him, and now all you have is a second-year player at wide receiver who seems to be very, very disgruntled now. He's pissed off. All his buddies have left town, and then they lost the quarterback. Like a fucking whiteout. So here's the question, Smitty. Seattle, I'm hearing people saying there's no way they got rid of Geno, DK, Tyler Lockett, and don't have a plan. Listen, you can have the plan all you want until somebody beats your plan. Now, does Pittsburgh take your plan? Because all I'm hearing is, we want Aaron Rodgers. We want Sam Darnold. Seattle has to get a quarterback, right? First. I mean, right? Yeah. Okay, so who's the quarterback? Like, I don't know. Listen, did Sam Darnold a Geno Smith upgrade? It's close to me. Like, I like Geno a lot. Geno turns the ball over in the low red zone a little bit more than I like. But listen, I don't know. It's kind of like, to me, it's like, I guess Sam's younger. I don't see it, Smitty. I'm really lost with Seattle deal. They got a lot going on. I heard over the weekend Aaron Rodgers was considering Seattle. I don't know, Smitty. Just because of Kubiak's there, I don't think Kubiak is the only reason Sam Darnold should or would go back to Seattle or go to Seattle. I think Minnesota is his best fucking Let me ask you this: if you saw what the Seattle Seahawks just did with losing 2 big-time receivers, are you just so fucking hyped to go there as a quarterback?
No. As a quarterback, no, I'm not. Especially when I'm coming from Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. I'm going from that. It's like going from a mansion to a 1-bedroom apartment in New York. It don't make no sense.
So I see a lot of Seattle Seahawks fans on social media, on this chat. They got a plan. They're breaking it down. I'm like, well, shit, I'm not a genius, but I sure want to see the plan because it doesn't make sense to me. Because you don't lose 2 receivers and a quarterback and then think that you're going to go get a quarterback with no receivers or get receivers without a quarterback. You should have got a quarterback right away if you were going to trade him, Geno Smith. You better have a plan that's solidified, but how is that possible? Unless it's tampering. Unless you were tampering and we already got word, Smitty, that we got Aaron Rodgers or we got Sam Darnold or we got something. I don't know. But I think Seattle is the most concerning. But I guess, hey, they're professionals, Smitty. Let them handle their business. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
I mean, maybe they're taking a play from the Denver Broncos of a couple years ago and Sean Payne. I mean, we talked about it on this show like last year, 2 years ago, whatever. Sean Payne was clearing out the house. Like all the big time players, it felt like was just getting about outside of Patrick Surtain. Everybody else was on the board as an available option to leave and get out of there, and it worked out. So maybe they're watching that and see what happens there, and like, hey, let's do the same thing. This team was really Pete Carroll's team that I took over. Let me build my team that I want, my system, my players through the draft, through free agency, and let's see what Coach McDonald can truly do when it's his guys. So that's what I'm saying. We'll see, but we got to answer the question right now because we do a day-to-day show. So where we stand right now, I'm with you, JB. I don't see it, and it don't look good in Seattle. It's raining in Seattle.
Yeah, it's bad. It's gloomy as shit. Bailey's from there, and it's got to be just nothing but gray skies everywhere.
Rowdy them up like it's a horrible boat day if you're in Seattle right now. Horrible boat day.
I would never go on the boat in Seattle.
Joe Core, what's the weather in Seattle right now for real?
Seattle's got to be fucked up, Smitty. I don't know.
Pouring down right now.
Yeah, I don't know how you survive in Seattle right now.
It's 41 degrees right now. Humidity's 94%. Cloudy in the motherfucker. It's supposed to be raining all week. I swear to God, I looked it up. It's supposed to be raining all week.
Here too. Smitty, let me ask you something. Nobody's talking about this, and it's probably just a funny question that came to my mind, but what number does DK Metcalf wear?
I want to say 14, I believe.
Yeah. What number does Pickens wear?
George Pickens, I want to say 14, I believe. Oh, I didn't even think about that. What they gonna do, homie? How they gonna
scrap? They're gonna scrap.
You think they gonna scrap for the number?
They should. That's how we used to do it.
I thought DK would just pay him off and like, hey, bro, I give you $1 million for the number. And ooh. That's the thing I've been seeing online. I'm not gonna lie, that's been hilarious. Everybody been talking about like what the locker room is gonna be like with DK Metcalf and George Pickens, or what the first game when they both like spaz out at the same time. What it's gonna look like? It's been some pretty funny ass posts online.
There's rumors that Pickens could be moved and all this shit. I'm wondering if that's a scenario. I'm wondering if that's real. I would try to keep both shitbirds. Shitbirds are your best players. And at receiver, they're shitbirds anyway. Receivers are going to be shitbirds anyway. Can you manage 2 of them? And it depends on who the QB is, Smitty. Justin Fields can't do it. And I don't think Russell Wilson can do it, even though he's an OG in the game, in the business, but I don't think he has the mentality or the personality. I think you have to go to one guy, and that's Aaron Rodgers. There's no way there's anyone else other than Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, that can go in there and handle this shitbird type of crew. Because you have a guy like Mike Tomlin who's always been able to handle the ABs and the Roethlisbergers and all the big personalities over time. I think that you have to have a quarterback on the field that simulates your coach, and that's Tomlin off the field. So I think you got to have a quarterback that translates this thing. I don't know, man. I think Aaron Rodgers is screaming Aaron Rodgers. We alluded to that, the friendship, relationship Aaron Rodgers and Tomlin has. We talked about it months ago. They've always been cool. Aaron always said he would let it play for him. Vice versa. Tomlin said the same about Aaron Rodgers. It screams that way, but I don't know, Smitty. Aaron Rodgers could end up anywhere right now. I think he's trying to avoid the Jets, though. The Giants, another New York team. I just think he's trying to avoid that. I think he wants a contender right away. And speaking of the Jets, though, the guy that's on Pittsburgh, Justin Fields, is alluding that he wants to go to New York Jets, and he's waiting for today. He's waiting for today's, opening, I guess, whatever you want to call it, the ceremony of the bell ringing, bling bling. We opened up the damn stock market, Smitty. Justin Fields says, I don't want to resign. Apparently, there's a tender on the table that you can sign. And Justin said he's going to wait. That's telling to me, I don't understand. That means you're the quarterback. So that means they were going to move Russell Wilson, and Russell was going to be gone. Justin's team, and Justin's saying hold off. So that's very interesting, especially after you get DK and Pickens. He either doesn't like it there, he doesn't like the offense.
Do you think it means that, or does it mean they're keeping him as a backup and bringing Aaron in? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's more information than we know. Because if Pittsburgh made it clear that they want Justin to be their starter next year, I don't think there's any world that he just leaves. I don't see that at all. You go where you're wanted. And if you're wanted already where you're at as the starter, I don't see why you would end up leaving. It has to be something else behind the scenes that we don't know about. I want to say this though, real quick, before I lose sight or lose a thought. I don't know if I like Aaron Rodgers and George Pickens on the same team together. I know what you're saying. He's a veteran and they respect him. But I don't know if Aaron Rodgers likes to play with young guys, young receivers. I mean, ain't that part of the issue he has last year or so in Green Bay? And then as much as we think him and Garrett Wilson, or we thought him and Garrett Wilson was tight, they probably were at first. I thought as the season went on, that relationship, just from outside looking in, then it kind of looked like it dwindled. It didn't stay as strong as we thought it was because their connection just wasn't there. I think Aaron Rodgers at a point, it's kind of like LeBron, where he likes to play with veteran guys at this point because they know the system, they can learn easy. They, he ain't got to teach, he ain't got to worry about guys running the wrong route or huffing and pounding and not, doing with their the for the love of the game routes in certain situations and little details like that are so important. You don't have to worry about, that with the veterans as much. So I don't know. I kind of disagree about that, but we'll see. There's only so many teams available and so many contenders available, and Pittsburgh's probably the best option outside of what happens with Minnesota. I still think Minnesota is the number one option for Aaron Rodgers if they don't re-sign Darnold. You know what I'm saying? If Darnold cuts out, goes to Seattle, for example, I think there's no way I think Rodgers doesn't go to the Vikings. I think that's the number one play for him. 2 superstar wide receivers. We just saw this exact team win 14 games last year, so we can't say, oh, you got to go there and rebuild. No, it's really just reload, maintain, and just play big in the biggest moment, something that Darnold hasn't shown that he's capable of doing. So that's where I want Aaron to go, and I think that's where it'd be great for him to end his career there. People are going to clown him and saying you literally followed Brett Favre's career identical as far as going to Green Bay, Jets, Vikings, but just like Brett Favre, hey, he got killed in that playoff game. Championship game, if I'm not mistaken, with the Vikings. Obviously, the Saints destroyed them, but that's still a hell of a season, and that's a better way to end your career versus going to some shitty organization and not making the playoffs if you're Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, the Colts moving AR5 sure screams to me that they're trying to get Aaron Rodgers too, because I sure don't see another one. Daniel Jones just doesn't, to me, fit a team that needs that has a lot of possibilities and the Colts are not too far away. In my opinion, I'm just being honest. They're not too far away. They got a decent defense. They got a run game. They got a decent O-line. They got a couple young, good wideouts. You got to have a ball spinner, man. I don't know if Daniel Jones is the guy. I'm a Daniel Jones guy, but I just think that his time's come and gone already. So I don't know. Shout out to Robo and Mojo.
We're doing great, Robo and Mojo. We're doing amazing. We're doing even better now. Every time you say that, we're gonna do better. The show gonna get better. We can't do that.
Yeah, Daniel Jones has talent, Smitty. I just think it has to be the right scenario, and I don't know if the Colts are the right scenario.
We don't want him in Indy. I'm telling you that right now. We do not want Daniel Jones. If you listen to the show, we do not want you in Indianapolis. You're not coming to Indianapolis, homie.
Shane Steichen, Mike.
It's a bad fit. The city don't want you there. You gonna get booed every game. Don't come there.
We got so much to discuss about these quarterbacks. Like, I'm curious, is Daniel Jones a literal upgrade though over any of these possible draft picks? That's going to be something we transition into, because with all the shit that's going on right now, let's be honest, does that tell the first three teams, which includes Cleveland, has a quarterback that's a lame duck in Deshaun Watson, that they now have to draft a quarterback in this draft, which before we were talking Abdul Carter, all these different guys, the O-line, D-line, running back draft is unbelievable. Wideouts, quarterbacks is down. But now are you forced to take a QB if Aaron Rodgers, let's say, don't go to the Giants? If one of these guys don't end up where we thought, are you now having to force feed and draft one of these young quarterbacks? Does Cleveland take a Cam Ward at 2? There's a lot of things out there. I'm curious to see what that entails, but I'm curious, man, because I think they're now going to be looking at some sort of quarterback in the draft, which I don't know if they were going to necessarily draft a quarterback that early. If, let's say, they get an Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold, if these guys were to move around. So curious to see. And then Seattle, Smitty, you got 5 of the first 92 picks. That's a lot of picks in 90. The first 92, you have 5. So Seattle has a lot of picks out of this from this trade, and then you got the Raiders that now has a Q that's middle of the pack QB in this league. Now who do they go get at wideout?
How do you feel about this move? I feel like you haven't really spoken on this move in detail. Like, do you like it for Pete? Do you feel like this is like a huge upgrade? Or are the Raiders back, meaning just being a respected team? Like, what's your thoughts on this?
To me, it was what I said. I said Pete Carroll's not drafting no quarterback, man. He's 73. He has no time to develop some rookie.
Right.
And that was my whole gut instinct. Never thought. I mean, we talked about Geno a couple weeks ago. Like, man, could this be a possibility? They were talking about trading him. But I mean, it's better than what they had, I guess. I'm happy for Aiden O'Connell to get to learn from a guy that has some veterans leadership in him, and Geno, and sit there and stay there. That means they're probably moving Minshew, right? If he hasn't been moved already, releasing Minshew. And then you got Aiden O'Connell, who's the up-and-coming young guy with a big arm. But now they need weapons to go along with Brock Bowers, who I think is the best tight end in football. They got to have some weapons. And who are they going to go get at wide receiver on the edge? Everyone thought DK Metcalf was screaming DK Metcalf, reunion, Pete Carroll, blah, blah, blah. That didn't happen. Now, do you go get a veteran Tyler Lockett? I wouldn't be shocked at all, because Pete Carroll, I know, loves him because he's a character guy and he's a locker room guy, and I'm sure he can still catch. It's like Aaron Rodgers with his boy that he moved around with him all his life, Cobb, right?
Yeah, Randall Cobb.
It's like I think Pete Carroll and Tyler Lockett have that same relationship. So I could see Tyler Lockett going over there. But who do they go get as a one?
They trade for Cooper Kupp. You know, the Rams are shopping him around. Like we pretty much they pretty much said Cooper Kupp won't be around next year. I think they're just trying to figure out the best trade for him. Like, do the Raiders going to take a chance at bringing a veteran wide receiver like Cooper Kupp, who's probably pissed off and has something to prove? You know, you bring him alongside with Tyler Lockett. Go get go get a receiver maybe in the draft. I don't know. Just, kind of build it that way. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on, Smitty. What do you think about Myles Garrett signing the deal that he did? You thought he was gone. Everyone thought he was leaving. You thought he was going to have a standoff. We talked about it. $204 million deal over the next 6 years.
Money talks, homie.
123 guaranteed. Of course it does. That's what I'm saying. I mean, what does this do to Cleveland's draft, though, at number 2, knowing Deshaun Watson's not playing this year? They just renegotiated, opened up $36 million in cap with a negotiating tactic that Deshaun's now had his 3rd renegotiation of contract. So that tells you, like, if I'm Deshaun Watson, I don't know how he is not just like, my shit's done, like, I'm over. But they keep renegotiating them because they can't get rid of the contract that he has, the worst contract in NFL history. They keep moving it around. Miles sees it. Does Cleveland go get a QB now, or are they trying to get one of these veterans and available veterans right here? Do they go after now, in my opinion, a veteran guy? Like, who's out there? I don't know. I'm hearing Derek Carr's name being shopped around, a possibility.
I think didn't it come out Derek Carr was staying in New Orleans, or am I tripping?
I know. A lot of speculation was put to rest with Kirk Cousins. The Atlanta Falcons said we're going to keep him right here. So the Atlanta Falcons are keeping Kirk Cousins. I don't know if that means compete for the starting spot again, or is that a backup role? But they owe him $27 million a year. So I'm kind of shocked at that. I'm kind of shocked at that move. I guess, is this the transition that Kirk Cousins makes into the backup role of his career? I don't know. Is this the Joe Flacco? Is this the, is this the time of transition for Kirk Cousins? A fucking $27 million backup to me is crazy nowadays in this landscape. I haven't seen that in a while, unless there was an injury or something and someone got hurt and then they just kept the starter in because they were winning. Hence Tom Brady, Drew Bledsoe. I don't know if you can keep a $27 million backup, can you? It doesn't make sense for your roster. Like, that's just where I'm at with it. So I'm confused. Maybe they kept him, meaning that we're not going to let him go. We'll use him as trade bait. I don't know. Can they trade Kirk Cousins? We'll see. But I like Kirk Cousins in Cleveland. If something were to happen, that's an easy, nice one-year bridge fit. And it avoids me going with a rookie after I just signed Myles Garrett. I'm hard-pressed to realize or think that Myles Garrett went in there to sign that deal. And I know money talks. Now, unless Cleveland said, here's the money, dog, shut the fuck up, don't say nothing. Then, all right, I'll take the cheese, right? If that's the case, then Cleveland made, cool. If Cleveland said, we're going to try to win, we want you, here's the money, and Myles is negotiation, and Myles was like, well, we're going to do a Q. I'm sure that's number one.
Right.
And they said we're going to try to go get a veteran. I can't believe Myles Garrett, if he had any say, is saying, all right, let's draft Cam Ward then, let's roll. I just can't see a veteran going with a rookie that we don't know about yet in this draft. I don't see, because how many veterans, Smitty, how many veterans are really excited about a rookie coming in and lead their franchise, that's been down? I can't believe there's any. They want a veteran. They want a veteran in there.
And then there's not even a guarantee Cam going to be. I mean, the Titans might draft Cam. Let's be real, number one pick. So then it's like, all right. So if you're not big on Shador and that's not who you want it, then now you're stuck just sitting there anyway. So it's like I'm with you. I think they have.
I'm here. This is a rumor now because a good friend of mine just got the head coaching job at Bowling Green. I spoke to him yesterday, Eddie George. Shout out to Eddie. But Smitty, I'm hearing that Tennessee, you heard it here first. I'm just hearing and just spreading some news. There's strong rumors, I'm going to say that Tennessee takes Abdul Carter at 1. So if they do, that's going to move around this. I'm just saying, everyone's automatically going to think Cleveland and the Giants take a Q. And Cam, Shador, Cam, in that order. I'm hearing Jackson Dart has moved up the scale tremendously on the board of a lot of GMs in the last week or so. Shaun King will join us to talk about that as well in a couple hours or an hour or so. If that's the case, does Jackson Dart trump a few of these guys and move up the board for one of these teams? And if you're Cleveland, do you draft a QB just to have him and still go get you an old veteran?
That's what I'm thinking too. Because all right, you get a Kirk Cousins on a 1-year deal. You still got Deshaun, back there. Obviously, Deshaun's gonna be out all this year. But is there a world that you even think about letting him play one more time? He gets healthy, probably not. So it's like, all right, we got to think about our future too. Yeah, get a 1-year stopgap to just makes us relevant. At least allow us to contend. let's also have our future. That's probably in a best case scenario if I'm Cleveland. Like, go get Cam, go get one of these cats, let them sit back, learn. To your point, they probably need one of these QBs in this draft will probably need that and benefit tremendously from that. And then, next year, see where they're at and then move forward, So we'll see, man. There's a lot left to happen, though. I mean, just based upon everything we're talking about, these teams are not done yet. And but to answer Myles Garrett question real quick, $40 million a year. Golly, the highest paid non-QB contract in NFL history. I think our guy Max Crosby had $35.5 million or something like that, his contract, and then Myles, of course, the next guy up is going to trump the last one. To get 40 M's, man, is insane.
Let me ask you this. The team that no one's talking about that continues to just be irrelevant is who? The Dallas fucking Cowboys continue to shit down their leg and absolutely just I don't know.
They did create some cap room, though. So they probably doing something behind the scenes.
Here's the thing. Like, I was talking to a buddy last night. We were like, yeah, you created cap space, but everybody that you want, just sign somewhere else. So who are you going to get? Like, it made perfect sense. I was like, no shit, homie. Like, who the fuck you going to get? You just lost DK, possibility to go along with CD Lamb. You just lost fucking Myles Garrett. No way you're getting that. So guess what you're going to do? You're going to overpay guys you have on your current roster, and everyone's going to think, oh, they looked out. Now they're going to pay Micah Parsons $41 million.
Well, they was already going to pay Micah. We already knew that was going to
So I'm just saying, do the Cowboys shit down their leg and pay Micah Parsons $41 million just to make him the second or the highest non-quarterback salary to trump Myles Garrett, to keep Parsons there? And then what do? Like, I'm just telling you, again, you see my point, Smitty.
Yeah,
the Cowboys just continue to snowball down this hill, and I'm just confused as to what the fuck are they doing?
I think Micah gets his second play. I think they give Micah like 36, just a little bit above Max Crosby, make him second, because the leverage that they would have in negotiation, in my opinion, is that, hey, as good as you've been, Micah, you've never been Defensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett has been that. Look at his sacks compared to your sacks. You were unhealthy last year, so we're going to take care of you, but we can't put you in front of Myles Garrett as number one just based upon these facts. I think you put him number two, you give him more guaranteed money than Max Crosby. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be good.
Eddie, shut the fuck up. You're not going to shock me. Who are you shocking me with? Who's out there you're going to shock me with?
Cooper Kupp, homie. You're going to get Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper. Cooper Kupp would be a fucking slap of face. Cooper Kupp's old. I love Cooper, but goddamn.
So you a Rams fan. Don't do that to Cooper.
He don't help you, Cal.
He's white, homie. He's white. He's white.
Regular season, he helps out. He'll help you out. You know what I mean? But he's only good. He's only good with a white quarterback, so he needs Cooper Rush to start there. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
white prime, homie. That's the sound. I cannot believe you're going to get Cooper Kupp, a Ram legend. Won a Super Bowl, Triple Crown.
I'm a reverse racist, homie. I do a lot of reverse racism on this show.
Top 5 white people you don't like right now, no order.
Top 5 white people. Everybody on ESPN. Anyone at there's no white people at your network. Let me see. 5 white people. I don't know any white people.
Damn. Well, that's telling.
Yeah.
That's telling. That's the answer.
I got 2. That's probably 5 of that ESPN list. If you break down the 5, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's know what's happening now here, because this what's happening now will probably be a debate that'll last us 13 minutes right into the commercial break. Love to get your take on this. Love to get your take on this. But what's happening now? Brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there. Did we show the picture? We already showed you.
We already showed the picture, bro. Let's go.
Here it is, man. Here it is, Smitty. Odell Beckham and this absolute fucking nobody who's become an instant star celebrity overnight, Drewski, who I don't really know much about. You know about him. I think you partied with him and shit at Diddy party.
Hilarious. He's not an overnight sensation. He's built this over the years. But continue.
Okay, so were named defendants. Now, let's be clear here on this real show today, because we came in here with a real attacking approach to give you real updates on everything, or not updates, but our opinions on the free agencies and the trades and everything that's going to be happening here today. This is not a joke or a scam or whatever you guys call it, trolling. This is a legitimate alleged, this is alleged. So we just want to be clear. The alleged accusation is real. Did they do it is a whole nother, we're not saying they did it. I just want to be clear here. But there's lawsuits out there, and this is all coming out. And I want to defend the United States Constitution real quick, that I think we've lost our way with. Smitty, we used to be innocent until proven guilty, and social media has literally changed that narrative to you're guilty until proven innocent, and that is not how the Constitution was written. That's not how the law was put in. That's not how it's supposed to be. I don't give a fuck if you're white, black, brown, yellow, green. You're innocent until proven guilty was literally how the Constitution was written. It is no longer that way. I'm not defending these guys. I'm not defending anyone that's accused or alleged or whatever. But I'm not against them either. Xavier Worthy is a prime example. This is why I didn't comment on him yesterday or over the weekend when he was allegedly arrested for an assault for pulling off someone's fucking breath. What do you call it? What is it? Fucking keep you alive. What's the breath thing? Someone's lung, when you can't breathe.
You put
ventilator.
Ventilator.
Motherfucker pulled the ventilator off, they said. Went to jail. Later on, was let go. No charges filed. Blah, blah, blah. That's why I didn't comment. Because I'm like, this shit happens all the time. And there's a lot of shady women out there, homie, that are accusing these guys of shit. And it goes both ways. You already know my feelings, Smitty. If you hit or touch or an assault a woman, you should be castrated, in my opinion. I don't fuck with you. But also the women out there that falsely accuse the men need to have some sort of they need to get a consequence, and it needs to start happening, because this happens at an all-time rate. Apparently in the Xavier Worthy case, there was a girl he was fucking with didn't want to leave the house for 2 weeks and was hitting on him. So there's a reason. But in this case, Smitty, give me your take first. I gave you my overall. I just wanted to make sure we're clear on the synopsis, and then I'll banter back and forth with your take on this after.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, it's always tough in these situations because at the end of the day, you're not in the room. You wasn't in the room, so you technically don't know for sure what truly went down. I'm going to see how I feel, though. This feels like somebody who's trying to take advantage of this Diddy case and situation, and someone who may have met or came across OBJ, came across Drewski, and figured, hey, I might as well try to get me a bag as well. Let me fabricate and make up a situation to where I could potentially leave here with some money. This right here, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't believe it. And listen, if it comes out and there's real evidence down the road and this lady was telling the truth, I will come on this show. I will apologize. I will say I was wrong. But we're talking about right now how we feel. This don't feel real. Even reading the damn description, talking about jumped on top like a slip and slide. That don't even sound like, it just don't sound realistic to me. A lot of times I try to go with my gut when stuff comes, it happens like this. And my gut tells me, it said Drewski jumped on top of her like a slip and slide. Literally, that's the actual quote. It said instead of immediately. It said
Have you read the lawsuit?
Huh?
Have you read the lawsuit? It said he's a huge human being and overweight, and his huge body type fucking was one of the reasons, homie.
You just don't make no sense, man. I just think it's, again, I don't know these cats personally. I'm not gonna act like I do, but I'm a good reader, people. I would be shocked if I found out, especially on really either one, but especially on the Drewski side, that he assaulted anyone. That anybody who it's not even like his energy that he even gives off. So I just don't believe it. And the problem is this too. If my gut is right and this woman is, making this up, it's a shame because it just takes away the credibility from women who are actually being assaulted. And to me, that's the biggest thing right there. It's like, damn, now it's like when women really come out because of so many people have lied, it makes us on the opposite end like hesitant to really go all the way in or go, and really believe them because there's so many liars out here and people just trying to manipulate the system to try to get money. Because to your point, JB, which I love, we're in a system now where it's like you're guilty until proven innocent. It's like as soon as somebody come out and just says you allegedly did something, that's on your record. When you Google Drewski now or OBJ, this is gonna pop up, and it's a shame. It's like, damn. So a woman can just say whatever they want to, and that's gonna be attached to your name, no matter what. No matter, it could be just a complete lie. Somebody could come out right now and say JB Smitty did this, and we ain't never met them in our entire lives, but that's gonna now be attached to us. And I just think it's evil, it's wrong, and I agree with you. Women who lie and get caught lying, they should get it should be like 10 years prison minimum, because it needs to be something strong enough to where it dissuades women in the future from wanting to even take that chance of going out and lying on people's names who actually worked hard and built. Say what you want about OBJ. This guy, man, was a Pro Bowl receiver, one of the most exciting guys we've seen in the league for years when he was healthy. Say what you want about Drewski. Maybe he's not your speed. I think the cat, and a lot of people think the cat is hilarious. He's a guy who didn't just pop up. He's a guy who slowly built this shit up from social media, and now he's big time and people know him, but he's been doing skits and funny videos and all that stuff for years before he got to this point. And so these are people who worked hard for their success, and for people to just come out there and just try to take that away and throw salt on their name to try to get a bag instead of working your ass off and figuring out what you're great at, I just think it's a weak move. That's a fact for me. That's my thoughts, bro.
Yeah. Again, you're making your opinion. I'm making mine. Here's the issue I have though. You're in the opposite end of what I'm in. I would not be shocked if this were true at all, and this is why. And I'm not joking around with anybody or anything either. I truly believe that the rise of certain people over a short matter of time, there's a reason for it. When I look into who their agents are and who their agencies representing them are, and I see the same correlation with a lot of these guys that have had these alleged incidences happen over time, all have the similar or the same agency representing them, from Mr. Beast to all these different other people. And I'm looking at it like, well, is the rise organic? Or did it just happen because of what you did or what they told you to do? This is just my opinion now. I'm just telling you. I'm a judge of character, Smitty, like you are. And I see, and I've been around for a little longer, the statement kind of resonates with me that Drewski made. That certain words and verbiage sticks out to me, Smitty. And I just want to read you what is alarming to me. I wasn't a public figure in 2018. I just want you to read that and really look at it. So fucking what? What does that have to do with anything? To me, you just told on your motherfucking self. That's how I look at it. And I'm from the hood, and I see that as being a straight up bullshit ass take.
Can I respond to that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel what you're saying. It's like one of those weird lines where it's like you're not saying, "Oh, I didn't do it." You're just saying, "I wasn't even popular at that time." It's like a weird answer, a weird line, which I probably wouldn't have thrown in there either. I wouldn't have thrown it in there either. But I think the point of him saying that is that I wouldn't even had access to being in no Diddy party at that point because I was a nobody, and that's kind of where he goes on to say after that I was broke, living with my mom without any connection to the entertainment industry. So it's like me. It's like if somebody came at me and was like, in 2017, Big Smitty was at JB's house and they did it, or he was at Marcel or whoever. I'm just throwing names of people I know. Whoever house, it's like I was in Indianapolis in 2017, fucking selling doing inside sales. I'm like, I think that's what he's trying to say. Like, I wasn't even connected to JB. I didn't even know these guys.
Yeah.
So.
But here's how you would have said that. If you really broke it from the hood, this is what it should have said. I wasn't a public figure, should have been not even put in there. It should have started with, I was broke living with my mom without any connection to the entertainment industry at all whatsoever, blah, 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 blah. I don't know why I wasn't a public figure in 18. You told on your motherfucking self. I'm just keeping it funky, homie. I'm just telling you. I would have never took that line out. I was broke living with my mom. I never knew any of these guys. Because here's what I'm thinking, Smitty, now. My street brain goes into saying, this is how you became famous, homie. This is the motherfucking shit I'm talking about. You were selected to become famous by doing XYZ. This is how it goes, Smitty. We've seen it before. Let's not act like we haven't seen the sudden rise of certain figures in this game and act like they just came organically. Like this motherfucker started at the Laugh Factory with Cisco on Sunday nights in front of nobody, standing on doing fucking stand up. He didn't.
Well, he wasn't a stand-up guy, but I again, to your point, used earlier, and I appreciate you being honest. You said you don't really know that much about Drewski because it's not, it's probably not your cup of tea, which is fine. I've been a fan of Drewski for a while, so what I'm trying to say is, it's not just some overnight thing. It's not like the white girl. You remember the white girl last year that was doing all the weird interviews? Her shit is like she literally came out of nowhere. Drewski, I literally like. I remember when he wasn't big. He just was making videos. I was like, who this funny little like big cat? It was a grind, and now he's big. And to y'all, it feels this ain't no overnight thing. Is what I'm trying to say. It's been years. Well,
I get that, but why? How did you know this guy? He's a fucking nobody, Smitty. Let's keep it funky.
Making funny videos.
That's my point. He's a nobody. Not like he was a fucking coach, football player, basketball. He's an absolute nobody. That's my point to this. He didn't just come up, Smitty. That's my point. I get what you're saying. I do.
We have a platform now where you can become famous on social media if you're good at what you do. We've seen guys like DC Young Fly, he's a comic who did the same thing. We've seen guys, Desi Banks. Again, these names may not be nothing to you.
Smitty, like how? What's nowhere to you? Because like the cat's been around for 5-6 years now, right? That we know about. Like that's kind of overnight, homie. Like, let's just keep it funky. You don't go from nobody in 5 years to 2 million followers on Twitter, dude. I gotta be real. That's overnight, homie. To me, I don't know about you, but overnight is pretty. Let me ask you something. Do you know the white girl you're referring to? I know you're talking about. I forgot her name, but like her first video is like with Drake.
Yeah, off the first.
Who the fuck is this? How the fuck you just get Drake on your podcast? You know whose agent they share? Same one. Mr. Beast, that white girl, was it Bobby Altoff is her name, I just saw. Yeah. Drewski, why they all got the same motherfucking agent? I'm just saying, homie, I just wanted to ask you. And then you see Drake with the Drewski cat. You see Drewski everywhere else. You see the white girl out of nowhere just pops up on Drake. And then all of a sudden, she divorced her husband and baby daddy and motherfucker. She fucking with NFL cats now. And come on, homie. Like, let's be real. This shit is not just, I'm not shocked is my point. And we've already heard the rumors of OBJ and Dwight Howard and all these weirdo cats. Those are all rumors, of course. I don't know any of them. I don't want to know them. But I get weird vibes. I'm just going to keep it funky. I got weird vibes from them all, and I would not be shocked if this shit came out as true. Smitty says he will not be shocked. He said he would be shocked if it's true. So, listen, we got different opinions. It is what it is, but right now it's all alleged. There is no factual evidence. All that has been filed as lawsuits have been filed, though. Yeah. And it is what it is. Here's where we are, though. When we got these streamers in the game on the stage at ESPN, the game has changed, homie. And I got to be real. Who?
Yeah, Kai. You talking about Kai? Kai Sinet. He's probably the biggest. Him and Mr. Beast are like the biggest, probably streamers I would say out right now. Again, it's another cat.
See, I don't even know what a streamer is. I don't even know what a fucking streamer is. That's my point.
Cat where I don't think Kai was selected. Like motherfuckers have literally, like, he just built this shit up like over time, and people love his shit. Like I don't get how you know.
You're a guy
if you get your shit big enough, the people with names are going to want to be a part of your shit because they see where you're at and they see where the space is going to. At some point, I think our show gonna get big enough where we gonna get fucking
No, we won't. Never. We'll never be.
Carmelo Anthony, LeBron,
Never
whoever.
names. No, we'll get the guests. We'll never be on the shows though. We'll get the guests. Here's the thing.
You want all the smoke, homie? That's a big ass show. Like that ain't something weird. That's a big show. Say what you want. That's a big ass platform.
For sure. I'm talking about platform like ESPN. We're not going to be on the stage at ESPN, homie. Here's the thing.
No,
I'm not going to put life on a death on our life. But I'm just saying I don't want to be on ESPN. Here's the issue, Smitty. I have to your point. Kai Kennett or whatever the fuck his name is. He just didn't wake up one day and find an agent and then is kicking it with Snoop Dogg, homie.
No,
it's not how it works, homie. It's not how it works.
He did it. I agree with you. But
he has overnight. I don't understand.
I don't understand where your brain automatically goes to.
Smitty, you're a video gamer.
And your brain automatically goes to
talking about fucking LeBron.
Who did they sleep with? Like he just automatically goes there. It's just like, damn, like people can't just grind over there and build
Can that breakdown fucking give us your cover 2 beaters today? Like, why the fuck are you on ESPN, Kai Kennett or whatever the fuck his name is? That's my point, homie.
It's entertainment.
That's my point. That's my point. This motherfucker's a nobody. He's a nobody.
It's TV, JB. It's not.
Hey, baby,
it's about.
Check out the agent for Kai Kennett. I would be shocked if he's fucking the same as Drewski and the white girl and all the other motherfuckers. See if they got CAA out of LA. See if they got the same fucking agency as Mr. Beast and all these other motherfuckers, please. Because I didn't know who Kai Kennett is or whatever his fucking name. I don't know if I say his name right, Smitty. I had no idea who he was. I saw him on a fucking Snoop Dogg commercial doing a fucking T-ball.
All the young generation know who he is. He's popular.
Like, well, yeah, all the young gays know him. Anyway, let's move.
It's like he's young. He's popular right now. You're 60 almost. You're not supposed to know him. So like that's not for you. But if you're a network that's trying to continue to grow and stay on par, but then
my age keeps going up every show.
You said what?
My age just keep going up on this show.
Because you keep acting like old as fuck. Like you keep acting so old and back in you need to stay hip with the new shit. So you don't get.
I do not want to know.
Or you gonna miss the. You gotta know what's going on with these young cats. You gotta know. I'm not saying you gotta be aware of it. You gotta be aware of what's going on.
See, that's gonna be your job on that end. I do not want to know Kai Kennett. Who he is. I don't want to know Drewski or whatever the motherfucker.
You're gonna limit us, homie. You're gonna limit us on our
sloppy nobody.
Because you so old school and gangster and all that stuff. They're like, I ain't getting no. These motherfuckers are popping. It's smart business as an entertainment platform. If we get Kai on this motherfucker, I'm getting him on here. I don't care what you, baby. Nobody say we get him on here. Why is he gonna blow our shit up? He's super popular, so it just makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like
here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. Here's the issue, man. We can't be unorganic because that would go against everything we believe in. To get a streamer or gamer, gayer upper, I don't know what he is, what he does. I don't know anything about him.
Do what we do. He do what we do. He gets on the stream and talk shit. We have an actual show. It's organized. He gets on there. He does funny skits with his friends. He brings on big time guests, and they just turn up and have fun. He's like 23 years old, young guy from the East Coast. They go on there, they do funny shit, and they have fun. That's literally it. Thank you. Max has Kai been sure since he was a kid. Like that's literally what it was. Drewski was the guy who's, again, I don't know who all been following. Drewski was the guy who was doing funny skits online, used Instagram and these platforms to make funny videos and slowly built up. It's a guy right now who I follow, who I'm actually cool with. He was on my podcast. His name, he goes by J18. I'm saying that now because he's not popping super big yet, but he's on that path of doing it. And y'all don't say the same thing. Oh, what was he doing? He was overnight. No, he ain't overnight. I hopped on his bandwagon when he had like fucking 15,000 followers. Now he's close to 1 million. Now everybody was like, no, he's been consistently posting every day, building an audience. There's a route to build your shit up without doing
all these streamers keep coming out. These streamers keep popping up as being some weirdo fucks, homie. Keep it funky. What happened to the white boy that they showed he was getting his ass ran through by some dude, and the video leaked. That motherfucker just went. He was with Drewski. He was with Kai Kennedy. He was with all these motherfuckers.
Why you keep chasing? Why you keep checking the name every time you say it?
Little goofy white boy, he is a fucking nobody, goofy fuck. It just ran around fucking like Gorgon. I'm like, who the
brought him
fuck
on the
is
show?
this?
You brought the topic on the show like a year ago. I never knew who he was.
Hell no. Look at you know what alarms me the most is all these motherfuckers know these motherfuckers. Like everybody in this motherfucker knows these cats. That's just fucking crazy. This motherfucking Gorgon used to run around this motherfucker and act like he was catching balls for the Tennessee Titans. Remember that shit? He was running around this motherfucker, catching the ball, and this motherfucker blew up, and then the motherfucker's getting his ass ran through, and then the motherfucker's gone. He's gone. Where's he at, homie? Guess what? Had the same agent as these other motherfuckers.
I keep saying that because you're not 100% right on that with the agent thing. Bailey just fact checked your ass when it came to Kais and that and Drewski. Stop just throwing shit out saying everybody got the same exact agent.
They changed now. I'm gonna throw you off.
You just throwing shit out there. Like.
They change you. They change agents now. Shit, they gotta throw the heat off. The white girl, fucking Bobby Alcoff or whatever her name is, she getting ran through by Drake. Fucking disrupts her whole marriage. Drake out here throwing his dick on the internet. She goes and sees him, has a video right off the gate with the motherfucker. Who's this white girl? She's a no-body, milk of magnesia, has 2 kids. How fucking attractive is she to Hollywood? Unless what? Something's going down. And let's pick up Bobby Alcoff. We'll pull you over here. We'll put you right into a show with this fucking sketchy, whatever the fuck his name is, Stretch, whatever. Pull him in. Get the fat, wobble body, fat fuck with blonde hair. That don't scream fucking feminine as shit. We'll put him on fucking mainstream TV with Kai Kennedy, who's a fucking video game guy, and let's blow these guys up. Let's blow these guys up. Fuck out of here. I'm not buying it. I'm not gonna
Can I be real with you as your co-host? And
then OBJ, we already know OBJ got feminine traits. I'm not going to be shocked at all if all these motherfuckers
Can I say something as your co-host and like your semi-friend?
Please do.
You sound like the biggest hater of 2025. You remember that skit that Dave Chappelle had? It was like the hater awards or whatever, the player hater awards. You would fucking win in the player hater award of 2025. Go through Jason
Ice-T hosted it. I was like, player hater award. Ice-T hosted it.
Yeah. He said, "Man, I've been motherfucking player hating since 1982, motherfucker. I hate on my fucking anybody. I hate on anything."
You know what? I'm glad. I love the fact that all you weirdo fucks in the chat thinks that I'm a hater. I love it. I swear to God, I do. I really do love it.
And I love that they think I'm all just like this right here. I do anything for money and fame. It's like they think like whatever side they're on.
You got a lot of young cats in here today defending you, so that's good. I'm shocked. I'm not shocked, but I'm glad that you all. That's your life. You really follow these streaming fucking weirdos that bring nothing to planet Earth other than a fucking skit.
You can't say that though when we are literally streamers. We're on StreamYard, motherfucker. We're on Stream.
We're not streamers, homie. We're not streamers.
We're streaming Monday through Friday on StreamYard. You stream 6 shows a fucking day now. You're a streamer, homie. As much as your brain wants to say something else, Coach Jason Brown is a streamer Jason Brown now. You accept the shit. You do the same thing Constantine do when Tuski do.
So McAfee is
streamer, yes.
No, they're not. We're not streamers.
He is. Now listen, he's on ESPN now, but he's a streamer. Homie. What are you talking about?
Please, Bailey, clarify.
No, Bailey. I don't care what Bailey say right now, respectfully. I'm telling you what it is. We're on StreamYard. We're streaming.
Fucking video. We're doing a show for
everybody
the people.
Do something different. We call it a show.
It doesn't matter. We're not streaming. We're not streaming. Come on.
We're on StreamYard though, but we're not streaming. I'm gonna go take a piss and go get me something to drink. You want to keep going or take a break? It's almost.
I didn't know. Yeah, horrible production by you. You didn't even say we were at a commercial. I ran right through it. It's on me.
I'm not the producer. I'm a co-host.
Well, Bailey said commercial after, and I didn't see it, so you didn't tell me.
There you go. You didn't see it, so it's on you. So we do a 5-minute commercial, 3-minute commercial break. I'm gonna give me an orange. Then we gonna go take a piss, throw up, get a coffee. We gonna come back. We got more.
You're a content creator. I do the show, and then I guess it's on StreamYard.
We're on StreamYard, but we ain't streamers.
We're on YouTube, homie. TikTok. We'll be back. You weirdo China fucks.
Talking about T. Higgins, and I think JB in this particular instance was missing the reason of why this sucks for T. Higgins. It's not the Bengals. Like a lot of young players think they work their whole life to get drafted. Okay, yeah, you do. Well, what you really work your whole life is to hit free agency and have leverage and elite value. And that's why it sucks for T. Higgins, because he would be the top available free agent in this draft class and would get 32 teams to bid for his services. He deserves to have that opportunity. If since he ain't gonna pay him the guaranteed money, give him the security of a long-term deal, he deserves. And it's not a Bengal issue, it's a union issue. The collective bargaining agreement, the players union in the NFL needs to make this a point of contention where you can't franchise a guy more than 1 year. But you as a professional player, there's no better sweet spot than to be a prime age player that's about to hit free agency and have all the leverage. Because all it takes is one team to step up and say, we're going to give you Justin Jefferson money. And maybe T. Higgins might get it. JB asked, is he a 1? 100% he's a 1. Because there's 32 ones in the National Football League.
I get that.
Gotta have a 1.
Here's an issue. How many benefit from the 1 though on their current roster? That's my argument.
But that's not for a analyst to decide. That's for the market to decide.
No, it's not. Listen, I agree with what you're saying, and I agree with about the money and all that. But he's making $26 million, puts him at 10th. I think Smitty brought up in the league.
That's peanuts.
But not really. It's $4 million. It's $4 million from the top 5.
But he would be getting a 4-year, $100 million deal with 70 guaranteed potentially.
But
so that's more than 26.
Here's the issue I have though. He's 1B to the premier wideout in football who benefits from a ball spinner throwing him the ball. If he's going to go be the 1 without that same possibility in another franchise, you're going to see T. Higgins become a average Joe. And it's just fact. That's what it is. He's not a 1. Is he really willing to risk losing the ball spinner and the comfort and the allowability that Jamar Chase frees him up with? He don't have that.
Potentially get 50 more million guaranteed. Absolutely,
right. And go and go play with Josh Allen or another good quarterback.
What we're talking about.
So hold on.
I get all that. I'm not trying to pocket check him. I'm just telling you that let's not make a mistake about it. He's benefiting from having Jamar Chase and Burrow.
Hold on a second.
He's not going to have that same luxury.
No. What we're not going to do is compromise our morals. This is the realest show on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Ain't no free agent athlete in no sport that's hitting free agency for the first time coming off a rookie deal give a fuck about the success rate of where they're going.
Preach.
They are getting the bag.
Preach.
That's 100% across the board. This is not a guy that's already made $150 million that's trying to get a Super Bowl for his legacy. This is a guy who off his rookie deal got franchised last year. Now they're trying to franchise. No, he wants to go get the big bag. And it don't matter where that comes from. So
that's
keep
right.
it a buck.
I can say they ain't better than you. That's
Shaun, he's 26
That's
years
all I
old.
was trying to say yesterday. He ain't been paid yet, JD. Huh?
He's 26 years old. He's already made $32 million on top of this 26 he's about to get.
Right. So I got to go get this.
So I don't understand why. But you're talking about me pocket watching, but that's what you two are literally doing right now. He already made $32 million, homie.
No, we're not.
You're crying over it.
JB,
You're crying for this
JB, you're counting what he's made, and it's like making you feel like, oh, he's good to go.
Made $32 million, Shaun. You know damn well you're all over here crying about this motherfucker that's already made $32 million and is already the 7th highest paid wide receiver right now, and y'all crying for him? Come on, man.
We're saying this is how the business works.
Listen, bottom line is let him go. Let that motherfucker go. And when he's a bust, come back on the show and tell
JB, it's not about that. It's not about
I get it.
It's not about success.
I guess it's the coaching side of me that wants to see him good.
What does the market say my value is?
Right.
That's what this is about. What does the market say my
Ricky
value is?
Oh man. A lot going on.
Crazy stuff. We can't talk about it on the show, but we talk about it like off air.
We could talk about it.
Some LA street stuff on Instagram. We'll talk about it later on down the road, though. But we back though.
By the way, the Valley Transportation Association up in Santa Clara, San Jose, California, Santa Clara County. It's a huge county in Northern California. This is the first time ever that there is no trains running or buses running. No public transportation. They're on strike.
All right.
First time ever, Smitty. There's no public transportation in Northern California right now. Crazy times. Just throwing that out there. But it is what it is.
There you go. Fun fact of the day. JB's fun fact of the day. But let's keep this thing rolling, man. Get back to the football field where Bills and Josh Allen reached an agreement on a new record-setting 6-year, $330 million contract that includes $250 million guaranteed, making this the largest guaranteed ever to an NFL player, man. Listen, Josh Allen had 4 years left on this deal, but the Bills, as a great organization, still reward their franchise QB with his new benchmark deal. So, JB, you're a QB. You know what I'm saying? You love the art of the quarterback. What's your take on Josh Allen getting the largest guaranteed ever in contract money?
It's like y'all say, man, the market's a market. That's really how it works. I mean, I guess the market's the market. T. Higgins should be paid because of the market went up. We saw Tua get paid because of the market. No way, shape, or form am I paying Tua the money he got. Either am I paying Sunshine or Kyler Murray. They're all getting the bag. I'm just trying to figure out where they're getting the money, homie, because this money's crazy. This money is absolutely crazy.
That's why JB, stop saying, how are they going to pay everybody? They can do it. They can figure it out. They always do.
They got everybody. They can't pay everybody. We're talking
they can pay the guys. They can pay T. Higgins, Jamar, and Burrow. They can figure it out. They can pay 3 guys.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're paying the quarterback. They're paying quarterbacks. I'm just talking just quarterbacks right now. This is why I've alluded to the fact that they need to have a separate salary cap for quarterbacks. That's just I've been saying that for a couple of years. I think they should. I think it's going to end up going that route eventually because they keep raising the salary caps every year, Smitty, and all we get is more bitching. Make it make sense, homie. You raise the salary cap year in, year out, and we continue to get more trade demands, more sit-out opt-outs, more bitching and moaning. These motherfuckers, man, I'm telling you, listen, to your side of the thing, Smitty, good, pay them. To my side of the things, eventually it's going to run its course. It's going to become such a fucking shitty league, which is already becoming, that we're not going to watch it no more. Just telling you, homie. When you have a bunch of prima donnas who don't want to play the game for the love of it, I'm just telling you, you're going to lose. I'm just telling you, homie. Hold on, Smitty. Hold it down for 1 second.
I love the NFL season last year. I'm not going to lie to you. I love football. That's where me and him disagree. There's certain rules, changes, stuff like that, we could argue about, we may not like, but football is still football. Teams still playing hard. Players are still loving the game. And even if their motivation is money, which has always been money as well, there's been players in the 80s, 70s, as far as you want to go back, where maybe they liked the game, but their motivation was more money. But regardless of what that is, you can go out there and play hard, whether it's because you want to get a bigger contract, you want to take care of your family, or because you love the game. Whatever your motivation is, I don't care. It all leads to the same thing. So I don't think we're ever going to get to a point where we're not watching football. That sounds insane. That's
it ain't far.
That will never happen unless they literally change the game from.
Really, you keep saying that. You keep saying that. It's happening. I don't know why you don't.
It won't happen. That's a lie.
The micro in you is glaring right now. Like, I don't understand. Have you realized that? Do you watch? Let me ask something. Do you watch Pro Bowl anymore?
No.
Oh, so you don't think it's happening? The Pro Bowl used to be a fucking Super Bowl event. I'm just telling you, homie. The Pro Bowl used to be a sit down with the fam bam, get all the homies, barbecue it up, and it was like a Super Bowl. I'm just keeping it funny.
You know why I'm not watching it?
Pro Bowl was real. It was the best football players in the world hitting each other hard, homie. Right. Shaun Taylor blowing up the kicker and the punt. That was real football. It used to be a lot of viewership, homie. A lot of views. A lot of views.
Hey, JB,
so now
the Pro Bowl. Game, homie. You're talking about the Pro Bowl. It's about the whole fucking season, the playoff. We're talking about you said people gonna stop watching football. Don't use the shitty Pro Bowl because we know why people don't watch it no more. Players stop hitting each other because they don't want to get hurt.
It's crazy right now.
They don't play football no more. It's just drill.
Wait, you said something key there. You said shitty Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
How the fuck you think it just became shitty, Smitty? Come on, homie. You sound like a fucking micro thinker, homie.
You act like it does the regular season. You sound insane right now. You sound insane.
Pro Bowl didn't just go to shit, homie. It's happening in front of our fucking eyes every year. We take off kickoff, Smitty. We put helmet condoms on. We got girls playing football. We got flag football leagues.
There's no girls in NFL.
Homie. You don't think it's getting worse?
You can yell and flash and let your face get red and veins pop in your face and do all that.
Homie. You can't keep defending
this. Is what
shit,
JB does. When JB doesn't have like a good actual answer,
it's a great answer.
As high as he possibly can.
Great answer.
He says a whole bunch of shit to try to confuse you.
What do you mean? It's a great answer.
To make you sit there and be like, yeah, you know what? JB, he's right. He's not right. He's just yelling stuff so loud and saying it with confidence that he makes you think he's right. The game of football, yes, are there rules and stuff that we don't like? Yes, but to go out here and say we're going to stop watching football and use the Pro Bowl as the example to say that we're going to stop watching football, meaning the actual games, the regular season, the playoffs, and the Super Bowl, stop the cap. It's insane to say that. Viewership is actually still very high in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. You can fact check me on that. Maybe it's fact the cap. Maybe I'm making that up. But to my understanding, we just had the most highly viewed Super Bowl, I think, in Fox history. I'm pretty sure I saw that stat at my job. So I don't know where you're getting that people are going to start watching football at, but to use the Pro Bowl as the example, stop, homie. The Pro Bowl is not a reflection of the actual games itself. Players don't stop playing hard in the Pro Bowl because it was after the season. It didn't matter, and it wasn't worth getting hurt at that point. So now there's not even a game. They play flag football, homie. So, yeah, of course, the people are not going to be excited to watch a flag football game. But that's not a comparison to the real regular season game where they're still hitting each other. They're still playing hard. They're still doing plays.
Are you literally like you're rambling of nonsense? Am I tripping that you just literally said nothing? In about 1,000 words, you said absolutely.
You didn't say anything.
Nothing.
You said was so idiotic.
Literally proved the point. I gave valid points. I literally gave valid points as why the game is deteriorating in front of our eyes. And you're sitting there trying to tell me nobody watches the Pro Bowl no more. No shit, Sherlock's homeboy. There's a fucking reason. They crippled it, homie. What do you mean? Why is kickoff not the same? I got boys saying, I don't even watch till fucking first down kicks on. Because nobody watch kickoff no more. So you're telling me that doesn't change? We changed it, right? We changed kickoff, right? Which is part of what? Deteriorating the game. Then we add helmet condoms. What part is that? Softening the game.
That's not doing nothing. That didn't do nothing. Stop it. Stop. That didn't do nothing. No, tell me right now. Tell me. No, stop. Stop right there. How did this change the game? What the fuck happened differently?
Let me ask you.
Nothing. You don't like it, so it changes.
See, that's micro.
Homie,
Here's why it changes.
You sound
I got the old guy. I always have to get on here and always has to spit the fucking truth, and everyone doesn't like it. Here's what it happens. Why it changes is when I put this helmet condom on. Guess what? It's like we put the condom on, right? Now I can go into pussy full go, and I can go get this pussy because I'm protected. You think? But then the motherfucker breaks, right? Boom, and then you're like, oh shit! I just got the high five. And then you're like, what? Why my shit burning? That is the same fucking theory. It is. It's exactly the same. Guess what happened, Smitty? I put this helmet condom on. I'm thinking I'm going full go, and then I stop because guess what? Concussion rates are higher with them on than they were without them. But what do I know? Why is football getting shitty? Then we get rid of the Pro Bowl. We make it flag football. Then we take the L out of the flag, and guess what that spells? We know. So then we go to fucking other things, and we go, kickoff return. Why is kickoff so shitty? Then we move the kickoff up, and then we think it's going to be better football. We got one kickoff return last year. Then we say, it's great. Then we go, whatever, you know what I mean. And then we go back, and we're like, okay, so what else are we going to add to? Don't hit the quarterback. Can't hit the quarterback at all. Then don't hit him on horse collar. Then a hip drop turn, and then a hip drop tackle. And then we got all that. But you think it's getting better. It's fucking unbelievable, homie. And then you go talk about, we don't watch Pro Bowl no more. That was your take. No shit. I just broke down why, because they've eliminated it, homie. It used to be a Super Bowl event. Greatest players in the world hitting each other, playing football. No wonder no one watches it no more. Don't you make my point, homie? No shit, Sherlock's homeboy. Football is shitty. It's getting shittier every single day. Like, how is that not so fucking hard to grasp? How is it not hard? How is it not so hard to grasp? Of course, another woke liberal talking. Of course he does.
You still talking about it, so it ain't dying, homie. We still every fucking weekend.
He voted Kamala, and he thinks flag football should be a pro sport. Come on,
what did JB say?
He thinks flag football should be a pro sport. He thinks pro sport. Hey, TJ Nasty. Let me ask you, if I did a poll question, what's his name? Who was that, baby?
Marcellus Wiley's coming over. Jason Wiley's coming over. Ruben's coming over. We're going to have everybody. It's football palooza, homie. Every weekend.
TJ too nasty.
And we're losing the views.
TJ Nasty.
Everybody's going to be there. But football's dying. We're losing the views. Make it make sense.
TJ Nasty. If I said I'm going to start a pro flag football league tomorrow, would you watch it and vote for it? Yes, you would, because you're a liberal bitch. You know you would. You know fucking well you would. You want to see flag football coached by women, right? Yes, you do. Smitty does too.
You're so divisive. You're so divisive. You are the problem in America right now.
Don't play at me, Darnell.
You are the problem in America right now. You're the actual problem. Anyway, moving on amicably, the Browns and Myles Garrett have agreed to a long-term deal that makes them the highest paid in NFL history, keeps them in Cleveland. Myles Garrett deal is 4 years, $160 million extension, average of $40 million per year.
How many times are we gonna talk about Myles Garrett?
JB,
anyway, in one show, how many times are we gonna talk about this motherfucker?
Let's break down how the conversation went. Let's break down real quick how the conversation went in the office with the GM, because you got to think. At first, Myles Garrett said he was leaving, trade me, I don't want to be here.
Tell me the whole story.
What was the flip?
Tell me the whole story. Because this is the fourth time we talked about it. Go.
It's on the rundown, homie, in the order.
No. Tell me about the breakdown in the. Tell me the breakdown that happened in the meeting. You said again. I want to know what you said. The GMs, you were gonna leave.
I thought we was gonna act it out real quick.
I was waiting, but you fucked it up. That's the first time you fucked it up, really, on the show.
Nah, because the way I don't want to do it no more. I'm mad now. Next time.
Well, let's talk about the Rams winning the whole Super Bowl, because right now they're the favorite.
Well, let's do it, motherfucker. They signed Devontae Adams to a what deal? 2-year, $46 million deal, $26 million guaranteed. Pretty much, in all essence, replacing Cooper Kupp. Do you believe they are the scariest team going into this next season? Are they your early favorites to win it all next year?
Yeah, fuck yeah. And that's not. I'm gonna try to take my bias away. We all know the truth of the matter is they were this far from beating the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl. Let's be funky. Let's keep it real. If I'm not gonna say if it's a neutral field, the Eagles earned the right to host. So I'm not gonna say that's a dumb argument. I hate that argument. Well, if the Rams would have played at home, no shit. They didn't though. They didn't play at home.
Right.
They went to the Philadelphia Eagles in the snow, and Matthew Stafford showed he's the best ball spinner in football. He threw for over 320 yards in the snow and against the best defense and D-line in football, who stymied, who many of you call the GOAT, in Patrick Mahomes. So anyway, on a neutral field in warm weather, by the way. So what Stafford did against that defense and what we saw Stafford do against that defense, just imagine with a hurt Cooper Kupp, let's be real, and an aging Cooper Kupp right in front of our very eyes. Just add that, because they're not really losing much else. They've added some O-line play. They got rid of an older O-lineman, but they re-signed their best left tackle. They've done some things up front. They're going to get better up front in the draft, in my opinion. They got $40 million plus in salary cap. I mean, they're not getting worse. I mean, listen, are they going to win the Super Bowl? I'm not sitting here saying that I'm going to predict them to win the Super Bowl. What I'm saying is they were this close. I believe they've gotten even closer, and I believe that the Eagles are still the precedent in the NFC. I think the Rams are closely inching closer, I guess is the word I would say. And I'm going to be honest, this is a team that if they don't start off with fucking 21 O-line moves and an injury-prone team that they did, how many more wins do they have? And they are hosting. They are probably hosting the Eagles. So I'm just saying this is a very close team to be in this close way. I think this year they start off a little hotter than slower, and they kind of did what the Bengals normally do last year. They started off slow, and the Bengals do that year in and year out. But listen, the Rams got closer, in my opinion. They're going to only get better. The D-line's unbelievable for a young they're a bunch of young edge rushers, it seems like, all across the board. And I don't know. I just think they're getting closer, Smitty. That's just my honest opinion. They got to be. I don't know what Bailey thinks. They got to be right now, as of today, the 10th of March, the favorite in the NFC West, right? Yeah, I mean, the Niners. I get the Niners, but they're fucking deteriorating in front of our eyes.
The Cardinals and then the Seahawks. It has to be the Rams. I wonder what the Bet US odds are for futures bets, or even if it's available right now, because I would love to put $100 on the Rams to win it all and just see what happens. Like right now.
I mean, I might fuck around and put 1,000 on them. Why not?
Yeah, because it'll be a hell of a win if it ends up happening. It would change all of our lives, because I would take half of that. Listen, Devontae Adams is going to have the best year of his career this season. This is going to be a Randy Moss, Tom Brady-esque year with the Patriots. I think he's going to break records. I think he's going to be a Triple Crown winner. I think him with Matthew Stafford re-signing, getting the money he wanted, back in L.A., still having Puka Nacua on the opposite side is a huge threat as well. I think we're going to see the best version of Devontae Adams in this system with Sean McVay, L.A., good weather. I think we're about to see it's about to be a crazy offensive year for the LA Rams, and Devontae Adams is going to play a big role.
I still don't think this is prime Devontae Adams. I think this is a convenient Devontae Adams, and I don't like convenient Devontae Adams. I don't like convenient players. Meaning what? Where's Devontae Adams from? He's from Fresno. He's from California. He's a West Coast guy. He wanted to go to the Raiders to be convenient, to go with Derek Carr, his college quarterback, his homie. Then he goes. And then that didn't work out. Why? I'm just telling you, convenience doesn't always mean better. That's my only concern in the back of my head, Smitty, that this is a convenient signing. He said, I'll come there for cheaper. I'll be a little less. I'll play for less money. I can be back home. Blah, blah, blah. That's number one, I have to say. Number two, and by the way, Joe Click, I'm giving you real legitimate analytics on this whole situation, and it's an opinion, and I've already said I don't favor them yet. I still have the Eagles. How is that a homer take? See, anyone that comes on here and talks, anyone that's against that team is automatically think you're a fucking homer take. Like, you guys are just just shut the fuck up. So anyway, Smitty, here's the bottom line. That's my concern. Number two, when are the rumblings going to happen when Stafford's feeding this motherfucker like we haven't seen in a long time? And now it's like, is he better than Aaron Rodgers, Devontae? How many interviews are going to be asked that question? How many interviewers are going to ask him, what's the difference between Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers? Oh, man. And then you're going to see questions. And Devontae's going to answer it in a way that everyone spins it like these fucking Zachary Walkers and these fucking shitbird fuck sticks. And they're going to be like, oh, he just said Stafford's better than Aaron Rodgers ever was. But he never said that. He just said, man, they're both unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, it's going to be news this year. Watch. It's going to be fucking news. And that's why I said, wait till Cooper Kupp goes to Kansas City and sits there and says, fuck, this Mahomes guy ain't shit compared to fucking Stafford. I'm just telling you. Watch, homie. This shit's going to become a real deal situation here. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm just telling you.
I definitely hear you, man. Let me ask you this real quick before we stay on. I know we got football all day. I do want to talk a sprinkle of basketball. Our Lakers took an L to the Boston Celtics over the weekend. It was an amazing first half. We're going shot for shot. Third quarter, Boston got away from us, and then in the fourth quarter, Lakers kind of went on a run to make it interesting, but still ended up losing. But some of the biggest news from that game is that LeBron James got hurt. He left the game, I think early in the fourth, never came back. We found out after the game that it was like a growing strain, if I'm not mistaken. And what it's saying now is that he'll be out for at least 2 weeks as they're managing it. Any concerns of LeBron of old age finally catching up to LeBron? Like if you watch, I don't know what play this happened. I think when I was watching the game, it was a certain play where he drove to the basket real fast and scored, and he exerted extra energy. And I think that's the play where he ended up straining his groin.
I actually saw it. It's when he flopped. Because he said he got hit in the neck by Jason Tatum. I saw it. I'm like, fuck, Kobe and Jordan would be rolling over in their fucking respective graves. Anyway, he got blew by Jason Tatum, and then you can see it overextended his groin. I don't think he's faking the groin, just contrary to everybody's belief. I'm saying that right there did not require a fucking.
Yeah, that didn't require that at all.
The shit is hard to watch. I'm gonna keep it funky. The cat has been that way his entire career. I'll never put a motherfucker like that as my GOAT. But anyway, that's just another story, another day. I just think that he will be back. I don't think he's had injuries before, Smitty, where he's missed a week or two. Like, let's be honest, he's had a few.
I'm just saying, it's an early sign though, homie. Like, he getting random growing strains. And I'm
trying to be optimistic on this show because you're the pessimistic guy on the show. I'm always the optimistic guy. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to be optimistic, homie. I think the guy will be back. He's had a few injuries before where he's missed a week or two. He's been the most durable player maybe in the history of basketball, other than, I get he missed more games than, let's say, per year than a Kobe or a Jordan, who was, played every game that they could. But what I'm saying is for over 20-something years, the cat still played more than he's lost. He's not Kawhi Leonard. He's not fucking Embiid. The guy at least
LeBron
plays.
Don't sit out. LeBron plays.
Yeah,
LeBron ain't no guy who sits out.
Yeah, I think he plays. I give him that credit. Like I said, I'm going to give you the credit if it's deserved and it's earned. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the guy plays the games, like, mostly. But I don't know. It's funny, though. I saw a meme I posted on my story on Instagram because it's true though, and whether it's coincidence or not, it seems like it is true though. Like when they're up, motherfuckers like when they're down, the motherfucker goes down, like fakes an injury or flop. Let's say flops, not fakes an injury, flops. It's always it seems that way. It was funny to see. It's on my story, but it seems that way, Smitty. But he plays, man. I'm gonna give the guy credit for the durability. I think he'll be back, and I don't know. Now, what happens is with him down, can Luka take over and keep the Lakers above water as a 2 or 3 seed?
Hurt too. Something wrong with Luka. He kept grabbing his back and his hip during the game. Even from the get go, I'm watching Luka. I'm like, man, there's something wrong with Luka. The way he's moving, he's like jogging in a way in which, like, you could tell something is hurting on him. Then he started grabbing his back. Luka is like an old man. He always, the way Luka moves around, as great as he is, he always moves around like something is bothering him. He's always like making these faces when he's running.
He's not that old either. Like, he's not that old.
He's young. He's super young, but it's always something. Even in Dallas, he would always wear those white like tights on his legs. I swear to God, every game his right knee was bleeding. I don't know. Look it up. Every game, somehow, his right knee was just bleeding. He's a bleeder.
Hey, what if this thing turns it goes shitty south real quick for both Dallas and the Lakers?
Both teams.
Like, what if both team just fucking whoop? I'm curious to see. The Lakers are on the road. Just went to Boston. They came back in the game, but it was really the second half was dominated by Boston. They kind of clamped it up. Horford sitting on the perimeter guarding Luka. it seemed like, oh, fuck, a repeat of last year in Dallas when they played Boston in the finals and got blown out.
Still at 32, but yeah.
Yeah, and but you know how that is. Great scorers are going to get 32 in a bad game. That's just how it is. He didn't have a great game, let's be honest. He got knocked down. We thought got knocked out. I didn't see that. I was on the boat. By the time I got home, the game was ending, and I thought he was out of the game, but I guess he came back in after getting clotheslined by Horford or whatever. So, listen, man, Boston's still the team to beat, in my opinion. The Lakers are still, again, the Boston team is what scares me when the Lakers have no rim protection, and this is why I say, yeah, I get it. The bigs play on the perimeter now. Lakers may not need a rim protector, but when you play a Boston team when Horford can defend the edge and the perimeter, then you got a problem because Boston can throw so many different looks at you that I'm like, man, the Boston matchup with the Lakers is not a good one. Like, if the Lakers were to make it to the finals, I don't see them beating Boston in a 7-game series. I'm just being honest. So, anyway, that's our basketball talk for the day. We got some breaking news, though, right, Bailey? I don't know if we saw it, but somebody made somebody the highest paid somebody in football history. I don't know if you saw that, J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn just signed a $100 million deal as a DB, Smitty. Yeah, that's like I said, we're going to see shit going down all day long. We're going to see things all day long here on the show, so make sure you stay
$70 million guaranteed, homie.
For a corner.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's kind of my point, Smitty. Like, and this is not no slap in the face to him or anyone else. Like,
he a baller too. He a baller.
Nah, and you and I know he's good, and maybe a guy that really follows the Panthers. But let's be honest, like J.C. Horn back in the day. Let's just put him in. Try to equivalent this to something. Let's just say he played in the era of like the golden era of corners. We'd have never even heard of the dude, never. And there's no slap in the face. This is kind of my point to everybody's getting paid. I mean, let's be honest. When the lefty, I keep forgetting his name, man, was with Memphis, Conley. When Mike Conley Jr. was like the fucking number one highest paid dude in the NBA that year. Remember they signed that fucking $207 million deal and everyone was like, what the fuck, Mike Conley? And I was like, damn, that's just going to be and I was just talking to a hooper head, basketball head, a buddy of mine who he knows all this shit. And he was like, yeah, man, that shit changed the game. The market got changed because of Mike fucking Conley, not LeBron, not fucking Kobe, like Mike Conley. This is my point to the NFL and the NBA and all these guys. You can say what you want. You'll be pocket checking. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you simply that we're paying guys that I don't know would have gotten this bag back in the day when the position was much better. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, dog. I mean, we see a lot of good corners. We all thought Sauce Gardner was the next Dion. Last year, he falls down. Now people are talking about he could be a trade talk with the Jets. You don't trade fucking number one lockdown corners, homie. You don't even discuss it. Should never even been brought up. So I'm just saying, this guy to get this money, shout out to him. Family, generational wealth, changing money.
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Big picture. That's all I care about. I'm not going to get mad that players get paid. That's all I care about. It's all relative, too. Guys always got paid. Motherfuckers got paid in the 90s. It just the market was different. Inflation was different. So you getting paid, I don't know, $10 million or whatever, a year or $5 million a year at that time was huge fucking money too. It just looks crazy now. The things are more expensive. Taxes is crazier. Everything's crazier now. So you got to pay more to keep up with the Joneses. It's like if you have the same job for 10 years and you make the same exact money, you're losing money. You see what I'm saying? Because of the way. So of course the numbers have to go up for it to even make sense.
Remind me never to take financial advice from you. But listen, I want to be honest. So be clear here. I can't wait for ESPN and all the fucking race baiting shows out here today to come out. Ryan Clark, I can't wait for you to come out and say it's racist to pay Josh Allen $330 million. By the way, brothers have been the leading paying guys in the NFL. You got 5 of them. So I just can't wait for that. So I'm glad that Smitty came out on this show today and was like happy for Josh Allen. He was happy for these guys fattening their pocket. He doesn't care about race and color of the person getting the money. That's why we're the realest show, and I'm just waiting right now because I'm already seeing it start on ESPN as we sit here right now on the realest show and watching the fakest show, and they're already discussing it, homie. That shit is fucking. Why, Smitty? Why does it even need to be brought up? You and I didn't even think about that. Why does it have to be brought up all the time? I just want to know. 5 of the top 7 quarterbacks were black. Nobody cares. I didn't give a fuck. Did I? Man, pay these brothers too much. Why is it always brought up? That's all I want to know, homie. I'm just trying to fucking figure it out.
I got 2 problems with you. I got 2 problems. My first problem.
That's divisive. That's
I got
fucking
2
divisive.
problems with you. My first problem is why are you watching another show while our show is live? I mean, you're not focused. Number two, why are you watching shows from the other network when you know I got beef with them? I don't even rock with them. And then number 3, it's not a problem, more of a question. Since you are watching it, I want to get like clarity. Are you saying right now they're literally talking about having a discussion of him getting paid as a white quarterback? That's literally what they're talking about right now. Or are you being like JB right now? You being like
no, they are.
Okay, gotcha. I was going to clear.
What do you mean by being JB right now?
Because meaning if anybody knows JB, his intentions are always pure, but JB is known to be dramatic and over exaggerate in times where like maybe they're not really talking about it, but you think they are, so you just kind of say it. You know, like you're not trying to lie. It's just like you're speaking into. You're talking about Josh Allen's contract right now, but they haven't brought up race at all. But you just kind of say, you know what I mean? So when I say being JB, I mean being extra, being you're a master manipulator. There you go, D. Jones.
I gotta be honest, well, that was my quote of the day. Smitty, let me ask you something. I don't watch your show, your network. I can't. After what I saw this past weekend and what I witnessed, I can't watch it anymore. And I don't watch ESPN either. Your because I don't know when your show's on. Number one, but when I saw what I saw this past weekend,
what you see?
I got disgusted in your network and how they did like my co-host on the realest show. Because, you give your blood, sweat, and tears to that organization. You give them your all. And I know you talk about it, like play. I get all that. But here's the thing. I want to be clear with. I don't like how they treated you on that show. And I had to text a couple guys that I know over there and say, what's going on, man? Why you doing my boy like that? And yeah, so I don't know if you know, but let's take a listen.
I can't tell if TJ roasting me or if he's giving me a compliment. What y'all think?
They can't block anybody up front. So you got an older quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. You got an offensive line that can't block Smitty.
If I'm Rodgers,
Smitty ain't even played football in a minute. Like, think about that. Darnell.
Oh, Darnell.
Think about that.
Homie, that shit killed me.
Is that a diss or is that like a?
Homie, that shit killed me.
Like homie love, or that's like a diss.
When Keyshawn said Smitty, Darnell. Oh, Darnell. Homie, I lost my shit. I almost pissed my motherfucking self.
Let me give y'all context on that though, because it's funny. That clip been blowing up. We're not commenting on there. Talking about Keyshawn doing that. He's trying to be funny.
I don't care. It's my topic. You give your
story.
Keyshawn
don't know me as Smitty.
Keyshawn don't know you, period.
He don't know me as Smitty.
He don't know you at all.
I'm Darnell at work. I'm Darnell at work. Only few people know me as Smitty. So that's
he don't know you at all. He don't know you at all. Here's the thing. You didn't give the guy Shaun King's fucking what Shaun King asked you. You never got back to him on that. You haven't showed any. Keyshawn don't even like. You come over to Keyshawn, that motherfucker like, fuck is you? Like yeah. So then, if
I can show you the text message in my phone from Keyshawn, trust me.
I can't even watch this show anymore because of how they did my co-host. So I'm just gonna keep it real. So go ahead, you can say what you want.
Shout out to my guys, man. First of all, TJ, I still ain't got clarity. I don't know if you're saying that like Darnell was such a great defensive lineman that they would struggle blocking me, or if you're saying that this O-line is so bad that they couldn't even block a shitty ass Darnell.
That's how I took it.
That's number one. And you believe my guy, TJ. Me and TJ, we go way back. So he knows me as Smitty. We've hung out multiple times. He knows me as like my nickname. You know, it's deeper on the TJ side. Me and Keyshawn just got real cool this past year. So we talk a lot all the time. We didn't hung out outside of work. That's my guy. But he knows me as Darnell. He don't know me as Smitty. Paul Pierce knows me as Darnell. They know me as that. TJ and then probably and Rick Bucher. I've been on Rick for a long time too. Rick Bucher and TJ they know me as Smitty as well. So that's all it is, man. It depends when you met me, how you know me. It wasn't no diss, homie. I got mad respect in that building.
Well, we got a little bit of jaw jacking, real talk of jaw jacking, Smitty. I gotta get your take on this real talk of jaw jacking. Brought to you by BetUS. Head on over to BetUS today. Real talk or jaw jacking? Let's take a listen, Smitty, and let the crowd in the chat decide.
Your boy Ari Spears here. Listen, man, I want to comment on a moment that went viral, I guess, between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James at the Laker game, which Stephen A. Smith addressed on First Take, I think this morning, where LeBron James approached him during the game, and you could tell by the facial expressions and the body language that LeBron James wasn't pleased, apparently, about what Stephen A. Smith was saying in regards to LeBron being in the NBA and his performance. And I got to tell you, this is why I have a problem with LeBron. One of the reasons why I have a problem, because LeBron is a hypocrite. And I kind of wish that Stephen A. hadn't backpedaled just because of LeBron confronting him. Because if you'll remember early in LeBron's career, and I mean early, there was a moment where in a game in Cleveland, I forget who they were playing, and LeBron James got into a skirmish with the opposing team with several players underneath the backboard, sitting near courtside. And his mother jumped into the mix and started, trying to curse the players out and take up for her son. And just to add some real context, one of the first things that Stephen A. Smith said was, LeBron didn't approach me as a basketball player. He approached me as a father, which I could understand. So now let me go back to my point. So when LeBron's mother did that, LeBron specifically yelled at his mother, "Sit your behind down." Because LeBron knew that, hey, I don't need you to save me. I know I'm your son and you're my mother and I'm your child, but I'm a professional basketball player playing a professional sport. And this comes with it. So I don't need my mommy to save me. Well, why is this any different? Stephen A. Smith is a professional commentator commentating on a professional sport. He's doing his job. But because now it's LeBron's son, he feels the need to come in and save his son the way his mother tried to save her son. You can't have it both ways.
See, people, even the chat, right? Like, I was going to say the same thing, but I'm seeing the chat, right? This is the crazy part of society now. That video needed to be a 30-second video because now it was 2 minutes and everybody's like, yawn. And shit becomes too long. Like you said last week, like everyone turns you out if it's not instant, like tell me the point. Like motherfuckers want 20 minutes condensed into 1 minute nowadays, or you don't listen no more. That's social media has trained y'all to be simple-minded and not have any type of fucking patience in life anymore. Motherfuckers will not read a book anymore. They need audio books, Smitty. I need to hear that shit. So I don't want to read no book. I can't turn the pages. It's too heavy. Like, we fucked this society up, homie. I'm just saying, I can't. Sometimes I just want to go away. But anyway, let's take me out back. Fuck it.
What's funny, though, is that you are one of the biggest people on social media, though. That's the funny thing.
But that's why I try to get my thing from 150 to 30-second shorts. Smitty, so look. Jaw jacking, real talk. First of all, I want to hear your take first because I probably have an interesting one.
I'm thinking. You funny as hell.
I thought that was Drewski. So listen, before we start,
Ari Spears will go at you.
I don't know who it is. So I'm gonna be honest.
No, he's a comedian.
Yeah, so is he a comedian or social media comedian?
No. You don't know. I don't. Time out. You don't know. He's like your generation. You don't know Ari Spears?
Nah, I've seen him do these type of things.
He's a long-time comedian. He used to be on Comedy Central back in the day. He was actually pretty big, and then I don't know what happened. He kind of plateaued. Now he's kind of like whatever. But no, he was a pretty big deal. He's good at impersonations as well.
I never heard of that. What's his name?
Ari Spears.
Yeah, I've never heard of Netflix Ari Spears stand up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see the Chappelle, Jamie Foxx, Chris Rock.
He's
I've
not
never
really
seen
big no more. Like, I don't know. Like, when I was growing up, he was like rising. He was on Comedy Central when Comedy Central was like an actual, real big thing. And I don't know what happened, but he like plateaued, and like now he's not really a big name anymore. But he's like your age though. He's like dinner 60 like you. So I don't know. But listen, overall, I agree. It kind of aligns with my take last week. I said there's two sides to it. On one side, I respect you as a man for stepping up to somebody. If you got a problem with somebody and you see that man, you approach that man. So as a man, I don't mind that. But on the flip side, and to the side that I agree with Ari is Stephen A. Smith has a job to do. His little job is to evaluate, analyze, and entertain sports topics. He's been doing it at a high level for a long time. Your son, Bronny James, plays sports, not just any sports. He's in the NBA, not just any NBA. He plays for the Lakers with his dad. You knew when you helped him get into the league that this was going to be part of it. So when he goes out there and he plays bad or doesn't play up to par, they have to talk about it, whether it's your son, your uncle, your cousin, your nephew, or whoever he is, because it's one of the biggest news in sports. Now, if he was playing well, they would, you know how big ESPN would boost that up if Bronny just dropped like 10 points a game. Oh my God, it would be like he was the GOAT. Like they want that. They protect LeBron a lot in these media platforms. I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of times shows and analysts won't even go in on LeBron like that, or people in his circle, because they want to protect him because they know how much power he has, and they know that just he's the face of the league still, and they know what can happen if you go at LeBron the wrong way and LeBron pulls some strings. I'm being real with you. This is a real thing in the industry. So LeBron's actually protected a lot in the industry. So my thing is, yeah, Stephen A. is going to talk about it. Other analysts, other podcasters, we gonna talk about it because it's some of the biggest news in sports. You playing with your son in year 22, and a lot of people didn't feel like your son had earned being drafted at that point in time. We didn't feel like he had done enough to earn that spot. So when he's in the league and he's not playing well, they're gonna talk about it. And so I just don't understand. It's like you want people to give you a pass because it's your son, and I get you're a father, you want to protect them. If somebody says something about your son that you don't like, I'm not expecting you to be all friendly with him. But at the same time, though, homie, you gotta let your boy be a man now. He gotta face that himself. You're bringing actually more attention to it by approaching Stephen A. Because ain't nobody really talked about Bronny lately. Ain't nobody even said nothing about it. So that's what it is. And shout out to Ash, man.
This motherfucker's really knocked out like this. Motherfucker human, homie. His one leg is on the back leg, is kicked up on the thing, and his one leg's hanging off. This motherfucker's unbelievable. He's literally in the same. Motherfucker, is he alive?
Throw something at him.
Nah, I don't throw. He's dreaming, homie. You wake him up when he's dreaming, he'll just attack you.
Not you.
So anyway, not me. Smitty, here's my take. It's an interesting one because a lot of people, think I'm just going to go right at LeBron for this. First of all, the LeBron going at Stephen A. thing was hysterical to me. I thought it was funny on both parties' behalves, number one. Number two, I get this guy, Shadow Eyes. I get his take, but I don't get his Forrest Whitaker. I don't get his meaning. This why. Let's be real, Smitty. A mother telling his son to do something is completely different than a dad telling his son to do something. And it's not a knock on women or anything like that. You're LeBron James in the height of your career when this happened, because I remember when this happened and mom was standing up. I've had this scenario with my mom, Smitty. I've had to tell my mom in the crowd, Mom, in a fucking game. Like high school, fucking JUCO, my mom crazy ass yelling about refs or some shit. I'm having to you're embarrassing me, Mom. You know what I'm saying? That was in the middle of a game, though. This thing, he got out of the bench, off his bench during a timeout between the third and the fourth quarter to address Stephen A. Smith, who covers basketball for a living, who talks about all players, not just your son. And that is what I lost respect for with LeBron in that regard. Not that I had a lot for him anyway, but I'm just saying in that regard. The mother thing, I actually agree with LeBron and not this guy. Spears, because the mother thing is completely different, Smitty. That's almost like an embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like an embarrassment.
Yeah. It's almost like it come off like I'm soft or something, like your mama talking.
Yeah. The son thing, that is a father's job,
right?
To defend his son if it's warranted. I don't believe the LeBron thing was warranted to defend his son. I think his son makes $8 million a year, if I'm not mistaken. He's an NBA basketball player making professional money, who, by the way, makes more than any other rookie drafted, and he got drafted at what number? So let's be honest. There's no feeling sorry for you in this. This is a big boys league, and I think LeBron let his son down, and that'll end up biting him in the ass in 10, 15, 20 years maybe when Bronny becomes a grown, adult having his own kids and says, man, I wish my dad wouldn't have defended me that way when I was making $8 million a fucking year and I got shoe contracts and fucking my dad's a billionaire. Like, that just, to me, it just screams like, holy fuck, how entitled are we making these kids? The mother thing, I agree with LeBron on that. Like, I'm fully with LeBron with the mom thing. That's mom. First of all, it's mom. I don't want my people to know who mom is, Smitty, because my mom is a woman. She's in a crowd with a bunch of fucking idiots who could throw a fucking bottle at my mom from the fucking cheap seats. I don't know. So I don't want my mom to be known, even though maybe there's probably security in there, but I don't want to see it. But here's the issue I have on a bigger scale, Smitty. We talk about black young men in this show all the time. You see it from all kind of platforms. They lack fathers. They lack parental guidance. We always hear this, blah, 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 blah. That's why I'm so bad when it comes to defending my young black players that played for me forever, because I'm like, look, that's why I say all the time, we let the black quarterback down and failed the black quarterback. I continue to go back to that because here's the thing. If we do have a kid like this with a black father, role model, male, unbelievable talent, maybe, all-time great discussion, all-time leading scorer, billionaire, brand, that's the polar opposite of what we need. We needed the father to be the guy to teach the young boy how to be a man. Now we're teaching the young boy as a father how to be entitled and enabled. So there's like two spectrums. There's a good and a bad. It's a double-edged sword as a father, Smitty. You'll learn one day, I hope. I hope you have kids, and I can't wait to see them and be their goddad.
They're not even going to know you.
Huh?
My kids, they probably not even going to know you.
I'm going to be their godfather. So I just want to be clear. I want to make sure that does that make sense what I just said, though? I'm just trying to make sure we're clear. Like,
yeah, it's like finding that balance. It's like you can do too much on either side. You got to find that balance.
Yeah, like raise a motherfucker to be a man, homie, not a little boy. Don't raise him to be a little boy. Raise him to be a man. See, that's the problem. That's what happens, though, when you raised up in money, homie. That's when you come up with money. You come up with money, and you're like, oh, shit. Like, it's a little different. I'm just telling you.
That's going to be the tough part for my kid, because I'm going to be rich when I have my kids, so I'm trying to figure that balance out, too. But
why are you raising this little motherfucker to be like be honest, like a little broad?
Don't say it. Be what?
Nah, little broad. Like, why are you? No, I'm not going to say the B word. I will later, but Shaun King was coming in. I didn't want to have two brothers on with one white dude. So, like, Smitty, I'm just trying to say it, man. Like, you don't be a little boy. We want men, not a little boy.
So, are we going to do a quick break? Yeah, let's do a quick break. We're going to do a quick break. And when we come back, Shaun King going to be here. Just a heads up, I got to leave right at 8:58 because I got to call at 9. So I'm
tired of hearing this 9 o'clock. This show ends at 9. It don't end at 8:58 because you need to go do.
All right, that's cool. I got to end right at 9 though. Then, no, not fucking 9:17.
Well, it's gotta be like 9:01.
9:23. 9:09.
But the show ends at 9. Like our last take is at 9, and it might
ends at 9. I know last take at 9, but it ends at 9. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, but it might go into like 9:01 because you wrap it up and everything like that.
That's not real.
Yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we do it, though. So we'll be back in 2 minutes.
3
minutes. 3 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who spoke to every single NCAA college football 2025 team seemingly on the internet. From Last Chance U, national champion, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach!
What's up, gentlemen? Coach, just great car, great stick. Thank you for pulling off to the side of the road. Hope you don't get killed here. Honestly, the side of the road, LA, I assume, that's not necessarily the safest place on earth, so we'll make this quick. How do you feel about all of these new coaches now in this NCAA College Football 2025 game using your speeches to motivate these boys from one side of the country to the other, Coach?
I feel broke.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Can I get like a royalty or something? Like, Netflix already screwed me. I'm getting screwed by EA Sports now too? Like, holy shit. I hit him up. I reached out to him like, hey, trying to be cordial and nice. I'm a nice guy, you know me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, EA Sports, maybe I can actually be your video guy, the actual do a real video instead of using my name, image, and likeness.
Oh, shit.
And maybe I can get a little piece of the pie, but nah, it's all right. Just keep sharing my 500 million views of it.
I don't mean to laugh at you, but obviously you are a hilarious, miserable person, and this is kind of is how it goes.
Hey, Pat, I was actually chilling. My back went out yesterday, so I didn't even do my show today. So I just left my chiropractor, and I'm waiting on this damn cigar company to open. They're late, of course. I mean, come on.
Shit. Okay, so life is good. Last question for me, because I know the last time we talked to you, you had not watched the Netflix series Last Chance U. You said that. You said, I've not watched it, but obviously you've heard from everybody. Now, do you see some clips that come across your way? You're like, I don't remember saying that. And then all of a sudden, oh, I killed that. And do you judge your clips whenever you see them? You're like, I murdered that one.
Nah. A broad came over to the house the other day, and I didn't really want to watch Netflix with her and chill. But she wanted to watch the show. We watched one episode.
Okay.
And I'm like, I can't watch this.
Okay.
And she was like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. It was the first scene of the cow scene or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, they only made about $4 billion off my name on this shit. I'm not watching Netflix either. So I'm spiteful right now, Pat. I don't want to watch Netflix. I don't want to watch EA Sports video game. I'm like, man, and I can't even get 40,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Well, you're going to the moon. We appreciate the hell out of you, Coach. Hopefully it'll get figured out, and we know the Netflix and chill thing, what that leads to. Bad backs, chiropractors. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach.
Yeah, we're in the building. Our main man, Shaun King, joins us on the last hour here. Update real quick for the fans and the crowd out there, so everyone understands. I went out and made a decision on the show. We made a new hire. We won't tell you about that hire, but he's going to enhance the show tremendously. And expect a lot of new guests, a lot of big guests, and we'll be having this show every single day. I would not miss it. Tomorrow we have legendary baseballer, and a lot of you may not know him. A lot of you older heads will know him. But we have a lot of super, super legitimate guests this week. The brother of current Yankees manager Aaron Boone and Brett Boone will join us tomorrow. So baseball guys, tune in, stay tuned, because we'll have a lot of baseball guys on during baseball season. And we even got some hockey guys joining us now. Woo! We'll have everybody. You name it. You name it. We'll have but Brett Boone tomorrow. So tune in. If you guys are a Boone family, Shaun King's old enough to know his daddy was a legend for the Angels when they used to be pretty damn good. And then his brother Aaron Boone, obviously a manager for the Yankees. And then Brett obviously played for Kansas City, for the Cincinnati Reds, Braves, Padres, you name it. So Brett Boone tomorrow on the show. So,
hey, just FYI, JB, my name on my previous show was Puckstradamus. So I'm the most.
What was it?
Puckstradamus.
Okay, spell it.
When it comes to hockey, yeah.
Puckstradamus.
Come on, man.
I'm the foremost voice, black voice on the sport of hockey that's not a former NHL player or exec.
So you're right under Subban?
Yeah. Right under PK.
PK is going to maybe get on the show, too. I talked to PK. I got to get my boy PK on.
No, you did. You ain't talking to no PK. He don't fucking know you. Stop lying on this show.
He just followed me on Instagram, by the way. But we'll talk about that later. Shaun, let's dive into it, man. Did OBJ and Drewski go to Diddy parties? What happened, Smitty?
I'm sure. That don't mean that they did what they're being accused of, but they definitely probably were there. They're celebrities. Diddy party was full of celebrities.
Smitty, what happened to you, homie? I don't know what happened.
I know it was the first question. That just kind of caught me off guard. Threw me for a loop.
Nah,
I can handle it, Smitty. He's not gonna drag me down that cesspool.
Smitty asked me to ask that question.
And lies. Yeah, they're celebrities. Yeah,
I'm trying to look out for you though, brother Shaun King. You know, me and you talk. We know what we trying to do and goals. I'm trying to protect you, brother. You know what I mean?
No, I was saying, like, of course they probably at Diddy parties. They're celebrities, but that don't mean they were participating if anything was going on in anything illegal.
Yeah, I'm looking at the rundown. Smitty was like, ask Shaun this. And I'm like, all right. That's why I asked you. I didn't know why it was bad on me. But anyway.
Copy and paste it right now and send it to Shaun right now.
and first of all, JB, I'm 47, so I'm way older than Odell Beckham and Drewski. So they're not. It's not like they're in my era.
I just turned 49. Why is you 2 years behind me? We were just the same age on the boat.
You old as hell, Jason. That's why.
I didn't age 2 years.
No, Shaun is later this year. That's why he'll be 1 year behind for Lou.
Yeah, I'll be 48 in May.
But Smitty, like 2 months ago, we were both the same age.
Well, now, yeah, because 2 months ago, homie, it was January. Your birthday's in February, homie. What are you talking about?
Do I need to repeat? We were both the same exact age. Now I'm 2 years older. So I don't understand if you realize what we're saying.
I was never the same age, homie. You're not a good listener.
But anyway, Shaun, a lot's going on. Free agency, trades, blah, blah, blah. I need
to text from Shaun King. We're going to start right here. J.C. Horn, 4 year, $100 million. How you feel about that?
It worth every penny. So this is one of those situations where it's a great player on a bad team. So a lot of people don't know about him because the Panthers haven't been successful. But J.C. Horn is a baller.
I like J.C. Horn. That motherfucker look like he would fucking fuck you up in the middle of the night, though. I'm just going to keep it there.
Played in South Carolina. He was there when I was there interning, so I got to see him. He ended up getting hurt that first year, but they thought highly of him then, and he's done nothing to change their mind.
Let me ask you, we saw this happen during the show. Myles Garrett signed the largest non-QB contract over the weekend to stay right where the motherfucker's at. As everyone was talking about, he was bitching and moaning, maybe sitting out games, blah, 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 blah. He's staying there. I guess the first question I have for you, does this basically force Cleveland to draft a QB at 2 now?
Again, can we wait and have this conversation Friday?
Or today, really, because a lot of shit's going to happen today. And if there ain't no OG veteran, if there's not a veteran available, if there's Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins has been told he's staying in Atlanta, Aaron Rodgers ends up landing in Pittsburgh or otherwise, we'll get to all that. If there's not a veteran that is available, in my opinion, I don't think you're going to have till Friday. I'll be honest, because Justin Fields' domino is going to fall today, I think, with the Jets situation when it opens up here at noon. You're going to have the Sam Darnold thing, either going to Seattle or staying put. I think there's going to be some dominoes that fall. You and I both agree that Sam Darnold domino is going to be the first one, I think, that sets this whole market for veterans. But I don't know if you'll have the luxury to have till Friday in this case, because I think it's going to happen today.
Well, we could talk about it Wednesday. And the only reason I say that, because I've kind of been consistent when asked about the top half of the draft, that it's very difficult to express my expectation before free agency. Because everybody had –
I want to talk about today.
Everybody had Shedeur Sanders shoot in at number 6, right?
Yeah, he did.
Then all of a sudden this weekend –
I didn't. I said no way.
No, I'm not talking about on this show. I'm talking about all the guys that do like
media, yeah.
mock drafts.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, he's not getting behind past the Raiders, and if he drops, his Jets are going to take him. Well, the Raiders are traded for Geno Smith, and it looks like the Jets want Justin Fields. So that's what I'm just saying. It's hard sometimes to diagnose what's going to happen in the draft until after you see how free agency plays out.
And you and I said there's no way Pete Carroll 73 drafts one of these rookies unknowns. In our opinion, they're unknown because this draft is as bad as we've seen in a long time. So we're like, no way Pete Carroll at 73 is going to have a 5-year plan of success trying to rebuild a Vegas team that needs so many other things. And the veteran he got is someone he's familiar with. We thought Russell Wilson or Geno Smith, and he goes and gets the younger of the two and who he's most familiar with, obviously, since he just recently coached Geno. So he got that done. Are you surprised in this move at all?
Not even a little bit. Let's keep it funky now. Geno Smith is one of the 10 best ball spinners on the planet.
Maybe 5 spinners, just spinners.
Yes,
he might be 5.
He can spin the football. Has it always translated into elite, consistent quarterback play? At times, but not consistency, more so in the last couple of years. But when it just comes to throwing the football, this is one of the 10 best spinners of the football in the world.
If I told you today,
and JB, you moving for the first time in his career from inclement weather in New York, from inclement weather in Seattle, to a controlled environment inside Allegiant Stadium, and he elevates even more now.
Yeah, I agree. Just got the low red zone turnovers is what's going to separate him. I think he's got to get that under control. Under Pete Carroll, playing defense first, running the football, I think helps him, though. Let me ask you, if I were to tell you today that Seattle Seahawks have buyer's or seller's remorse, what would you say?
So here's what's going to be interesting. Who's the GM of the Seahawks? I don't have it on top of my. It used to be Snyder, didn't it? Is Snyder still there?
All I've seen is
it's not John Snyder still.
I know
John Snyder still.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, JB,
so he's getting praised all over the place, by the way, Shaun. He's getting praised this morning on ESPN. He's praised everywhere. He's always been successful. He's always figured it out. He has a plan. Keep the faith. Blah blah blah. That's what's happening right now. So go ahead.
So if this was Les Snead with the Rams, I would be very comfortable saying, okay, the Rams are going to come out of this looking elite. Now, he's acquired a lot of draft capital, 2 second-round picks now, 2 thirds. They got a first.
5 of the first 92 picks they have.
So and this is the kind of draft, guys, where it is really deep at some positions. So they could theoretically come out of this with a lot of elite young talent. So we got to wait and see. First of all, they got to – okay, let me say this. Because I meant to bring this up when I first came on the show. 2 years ago, I was still working at VEASAN. And I'm a huge Sam Howell fan. I'm an advocate for Sam Howell. People forget, if I don't have the numbers in front of me, Bailey, fact check me if I'm wrong, but Ron Rivera's last year, Eric Bieniemy, the OC, I think Sam Howell threw for over 4,000 yards and 25-plus touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, on a bad Commanders team.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. He was leading the league in pass yards for a while that year.
Right. And, he got sacked a bunch, but, I mean, a lot of people will get sacked behind that Commanders line that last year. He's the backup in Seattle. So he could very well have shown enough where they want to give Sam Howell another chance on a rookie deal as opposed to give Geno Smith the extension that the Raiders are going to give him that Geno was asking for. So some of this trade could have been they think Sam Howell's the next guy. He's cheaper. They didn't want to pay Geno because of how they feel about Sam Howell. It makes sense to move Geno, add a draft asset, and give Sam Howell a chance on a young team to establish himself. So I haven't heard anybody nationally talk about that. So I did want to put that out there that this could be what they've decided.
Yeah. Let me see here. I agree. They're just Shaun, Smitty. I don't know, man. If I'm going to sit here and gamble that though, based on the draft and the 5 picks in the top 92, I would say they lost. They're going to have seller's remorse at the end of the day. You lost a top 5 ball spinner, arguably let's say top 10 ball spinner, top 5, 10 wideout, a team locker room guy, all-time leading receiver in the history of the franchise, Tyler Lockett. I don't know how you recover from that in this draft when we're wideout weak in the draft, when we're quarterback weak in the draft, and we're heavy pass rush, heavy O-line, D-line, and running back. You already have a running back. So I'm trying to figure out, I don't know, man. It's a big gamble to me, Shaun. That's all I'm saying. I want to believe in Snyder, but I do know by Belichick's comments over the past few years that Pete Carroll was basically running the day-to-day there, even though Schneider is on the record as being the GM. Pete Carroll made those moves, and that's why Belichick said that's the best head coach GM rival that I have is the Seattle Seahawks, what Pete Carroll's done. We've already seen what he's doing in Vegas already. He's making an impact. We got Max Crosby signed. He solidified that deal right out the gate. Let's not even bullshit with this. Let's get my pass rusher because I'm a defensive guy. Now, who am I going to go get on the other side as my strong end to take on the run so Max can be free and run? Who's that going to be? Who knows? I think he's not. I don't think Pete Carroll's even close to being done. And we know he's going to make a splash in the draft that no one wants a guy that he's already a personnel evaluator that he is. He's like, oh, I see a 6'3" corner at some fucking D2 that nobody knows about. And he's going to go snatch somebody that's going to make an impact. And everyone's going to be like, damn. He's getting Vegas turned around rather quickly.
But I think that's why I started my opinion out saying if this is Les Snead, I would say, and feel comfortable backing it. I said with Schneider, I got to take a wait and see approach because there is something on there. But I'll tell you this: Matthew Golden is the best wide receiver in this draft. If the Seahawks came away with Matthew Golden, edge rusher, they already got 2 running backs, not one. They got Kenneth. What's Kenneth's last name? Walker, and the kid from UCLA. They got a good 1-2 punch. Yeah. If they come out with an edge rusher, Matthew Golden, and, get maybe a starting offensive lineman.
And then Sam Howell ends up being what you think he could be. They can have something.
Right.
Yeah. Even though Charbonnet, isn't his name? Charbonnet.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Even if, let's say they get that, though, Shaun, like we're back to gambling, though, with rookies that are supposed to replace DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and Geno Smith?
But hear me out for a second from a business model standpoint. We weren't capable of winning the championship with the roster as it was. So if you notice, both high-profile players they traded immediately, one got a big-time extension, and the other is in negotiations for a $40+ million per year extension. So obviously Seattle felt as their roster is constructed, it doesn't make any sense to pay DK and pay Geno because we're not good enough to win a championship. And if we pay them, it's going to inhibit us even more from adding the pieces necessary. Let's start over. Let's build a team around, I'm going to use Sam Howell in this instance, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and whatever receiver they draft. And let's have them on team-friendly contracts. We can be more active in free agency, add some pieces around, and I guess in their opinion, have just as good a chance as what they had, with the guys previously.
That's a fair point.
Hey, Smitty, I just got to ask you, Shaun, real quick. So you're saying, here's why I don't agree, real quick, and move off Seattle. You hired a coach, in my opinion, I think at the time was the youngest head coach hire, right? I believe. D coordinator from the Ravens, comes on over. I've asked Patrick Queen about him. Patrick Queen loves him. We're going to get Queen on the show here soon again. He loved the guy. He goes over there. Bailey's not too happy about him. Losing Pete Carroll, I wasn't either. I thought Pete Carroll was the best fit there. I think this team would be a playoff team last year. Even though they won 10 games, they would have got in, I think. Here's my thing to you. Like, you're telling me that a youngest head coach in football is going to be responsible for helping a Schneider rebuild a franchise? They don't give guys that long. You're telling me they hired McDonald to be the guy to change this entire program and organization, and they're going to give him, 5 years, you're telling me now? I don't see that. I think this guy's is a year-to-year hire, just like everyone else is right now. AP, year in, get out. I don't think this guy is going to have benefit.
So the only pushback I'll give you is I think there are more organizations than you think that would like to emulate what the Steelers do. And because of Pete Carroll's success, that played a part in it. But the Seahawks have not been a revolving door at head coach. I mean, Pete Carroll's been there since he left SC. So I could see them knowing that they hired the right young head coach, saying rather than pay these exorbitant extensions for two guys that we like, but them by themselves aren't good enough to win. Let's start over. Let's reset. Let's rebuild it. We're going to have patience with McDonald. I can see the Seahawks saying that and letting him organically do it the right way. If you remember Pete Carroll's best teams, they weren't big free agent acquisitions for the most part. This was homegrown talent that they had allowed to develop over a period of time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, I feel like, short term is going to look like a loss. And that's why earlier I think we posed the question of, who's the biggest winners and biggest losers right now. And I put the Seahawks as the biggest loser right now in the current moment because I think short term, I think they'll take a step back. But long term, depending on how well they do in the draft, this could be a big win for them, to your point, Shaun. So we shall see. I do want to bring up some other news that just happened not too long ago. Khalil Mack is re-signing with the LA Chargers on a 1-year, $18 million deal, fully guaranteed there. Staying here in LA, I know there was speculation about him if he's going to retire or he'll go somewhere else, but he's staying there, and we know he's a staple on that defense. They already lost Bosa, so they probably didn't want to lose, both their defensive end pass rushers there. Just real quick thoughts on that move for Harbaugh and the Chargers. You guys like it, love or hate it?
Smitty, if I can speak first, Shaun, real quick.
Never mind.
Do you think this was because Bosa's gone, because Bosa left, they couldn't afford?
That's what I was going to ask. Why keep Mack and let Bosa go?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
Always hurt, Shaun.
I was going to ask that.
But Mack ain't productive at this point in his career.
Is he not?
I mean, he had 11 sacks, didn't he? Here's the thing, Shaun. I want to ask you.
He had 6 last year, but he had 17 the year before. So
right, I thought he was coming off of a subpar year.
Yeah. Here's my thing, Shaun, though. Seriously, you lose Bosa, and so my first point, I am a little bit surprised that Harbaugh went with an older guy, number one.
You cut Bosa, too. You didn't lose him. You cut him.
Yeah.
You made a conscious choice.
Yeah, and I for sure thought he was going to cut Mack loose, but I think now with the Bosa news, I think Harbaugh found out something. Either A, he's not long-term his health concerns just weren't going to be here for long-term. I have to cut bait. He couldn't afford to lose Mack too and not get unless he knows he could get a Trey Hendrickson or somebody that's floating around here, or he ain't going to get Abdul Carter. He's not high enough. He ain't going to make trades to get a guy out the draft, even though there may be a guy that falls to him. I just think he had to do it out of necessity right now. I don't think he can lose both of those two guys, in my opinion. That's the only reason I'm saying that. But 18 mil, he'll probably get half of that. California taxes. It is what it is, but, I think.
And here's the thing. I had to look it up right quick. That's why I was on my phone. And shout out to everybody in the chat for the love. I appreciate it greatly, man. I really, look forward to coming on the show with Smitty and Jason. 3 days a week now, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. Make sure you guys tune in. I had to look at the cap space graphic that Bailey made, and Bailey, great job producing the show. You're the gas that makes the engine run. The Chargers have the 5th most cap space. So it's like,
I think I'm the gas man.
Why not get rid of Bosa and Khalil?
I'm the battery.
It's not like the Chargers are paying anybody but Herbert.
Who's Jason? So here's the thing. I get it. I'm surprised. I am surprised that they signed him, but I just don't know. I don't know.
Hey, is that ass talking through you? Who's Jason? When you tell him something to do.
Here's the thing. I don't think somebody said Bailey don't do shit in the chat. The chat is ruthless.
Tell me what they say in the chat. What they say?
Hey, Smitty. People realize, Smitty, when this show is like 30,000 people watching live every day, we're still going to talk shit to you motherfuckers, right? I don't know. I don't think you know. I'm not going to ignore it like McAfee show. We're not going to address the crowd. We're addressing you motherfuckers every day. Don't get it twisted. All right. We get it. Chargers. I'm gonna go against you. As far as I just don't think he could afford and risk the fact to have no pass rusher. I do think that Khalil Mack is a locker room guy, Shaun. I think he's a leader. I think the young guys look up to the guy, and he's a no-nonsense motherfucker. From everything I know, I had a former player in the locker room last year playing running back there. He's like, he'll check your ass. And I think Harbaugh needs that in the locker room, even if he is on the other side of his greatness. So, listen, I think I'm not going to go against it. I'm leaning with you, Shaun. Like, I think Cut Bay get younger, but at the same time, you can't lose both of those guys, in my opinion, in the same offseason when we don't know what we're going to get. So
yeah,
that's all.
They got cap room. We'll see. Hey, shout out to Simply Way for the what do you call it when they send money?
Super chat.
The super chat. I was the Bill Walsh internship under Matt Rule with the Carolina Panthers when JC had gotten drafted to the Panthers, not at University of South Carolina. But I do share a home there off of Two Notch Road out in the Wildwood subdivision. So shout out to all my friends down there in the great city of Columbia, South Carolina.
Look at you, man. Look at you. Man. Well, let's switch gears a little bit here. We're going to talk a little NBA before we end up finishing with some NFL. Steph Curry, this is breaking news this morning, becomes the first active player in U.S. major pro sports to take an administrative job with the NCAA team. If you guys saw this here, he's accepted a role as alma mater, Davidson College, as the assistant GM for the basketball programs. University officials told ESPN this. Pretty big news. I'm kind of curious to see how he's going to operate this while also simultaneously playing. I know it says assistant, so I don't know if it's just going to be a situation where the whoever the actual GM is there will be really taking care of the main role, and he'll just kind of talk to Steph about his decisions, and Steph will give his opinion, or is it Steph just going to be more of the face? But interesting news here. Shaun King, would love to go to you. What's your thoughts on this? You like it? How do you feel about it?
The most intelligent, consistently elite NBA basketball player in history is Steph Curry. For a guy that's in the GOAT conversation, you've never heard any negativity around him. He always stays above the fray, never gets involved in no foolishness, never got caught up in the energy that was going through the NBA as far as load management, as far as running to another team to team up with a bunch of his elite peers. And this is brilliant because he doesn't come off as a guy that wants to coach. He comes off as a guy that wants to run an organization. So what better way to go ahead and get some experience while I'm playing than go be assistant GM for my alma mater, which means in the offseason he can go down kind of, what do you call it when you walk around behind an exec on a job? Not an internship, but shadow. Go down, shadow the guy there, Davidson. Kind of sit in some meetings, kind of start getting a feel for on that level what a general manager does and prepare himself to be a GM of an organization when he's done playing. It's really smart. And it helps out his alma mater, because we would not have mentioned Davidson College or University, however you say it, would not have been mentioned on any sports show in America today if Steph Curry does not accept that role.
Ever. Yeah. Literally ever.
Hey,
I agree with that.
Let me ask you guys something real quick. Let's transition real fast, Shaun. Okay, got you. Let's transition real quick. Pittsburgh Steelers, you mentioned them earlier. Rumors are that they're leaning towards Aaron Rodgers now, since Justin Fields has some interest in the Jets, and Justin Fields is waiting until noon today to hear out the Jets' offer, since apparently there's no tampering going on in the NFL anymore. So he's waiting till noon. I'm sure Justin Fields, if you're waiting till noon, then there's already something being said, or you wouldn't even be talking about the Jets if it was no tampering. So anyway, contrary to belief. But where are you at with Aaron Rodgers possibly landing here with Mike Tomlin? Both of them said they would love to be coached and play for one another. Right now with DK going there, Shaun, that we'll talk about as well. I mean, shit. You got Pickens, DK, and him. Is he the best fit for this team right now, just for this 1 year? Let's just say this year.
I don't think so. I actually text Mike T yesterday. I don't think he has me on block because it went through. It didn't pop up as the color. But I gave him my dissertation for why I think Jameis Winston is a perfect fit for Pittsburgh. When you have DK Metcalf and George Pickens, listen, JB, hear me out.
I love Jameis. You know how I feel about it.
Hear me out.
I wish you wouldn't have did that, Shaun.
Listen, you need somebody that can push the ball down the field in the inclement weather. He's proven last year that he still has the ability to do that. You need a guy. I just don't think Aaron Rodgers is mobile enough for what Pittsburgh wants to do. Pittsburgh wants to run the football, do a lot of play action, get outside the pocket. That's not really Rodgers' game. Rodgers wants to control the game at the line of scrimmage. He needs to have some shifty wide receivers he can throw little RPO screens to, who he can throw the little, hitch routes and stuff that he wants to throw. That's not really Pittsburgh's wide receiving group, if we're being honest. Like, they don't really have Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams body types. They got big, down-the-field guys in George Pickens and DK Metcalf. I'm just saying, I just don't think it's a great fit for where Rodgers is at this age, at this point in his career. I think it's a great fit for Jameis. Can you imagine Jameis with that run game, Jalen Warren? I'm sure they're going to add a back in the draft. They're running the ball, play action. He's throwing those deep comebacks, digs, deep routes to DK and Pickens. With that defense, I think it's a great fit. I mean, you know how I feel about the kid. You know how I feel about the kid.
I think it's a great fit as well.
Baby, text me a link. Sorry, Smitty. Baby, text me a link real quick, real fast, please. We're going to have somebody pop in real quick and give us some
Hey, by the way, I was looking up some numbers this weekend as I was smoking a stick, watching Duke men's basketball do what they do. By the way, shout out to the best team in the country. For those that don't know, I'm a diehard Duke men's basketball fan.
Won the ACC.
Jameis Winston has thrown for over 24,000 yards and 154 touchdowns in his career. And he's only thrown 111 interceptions, which is a lot, but he's still been more productive than he has been turnover guy. And I'm just saying, people forget how productive he's been in the times he's gotten a chance. 24,000 plus yards, 154 touchdowns already. In comparison, now Darnold's younger, but Darnold's thrown for 16,098 touchdowns. And he's actually been a full-time starter just as many seasons as Jameis.
I'm just confused as why you want an unserious person with a very serious person in Mike Tomlin and a very serious town in Steel City, Pittsburgh, lacking blue, fucking nasty, still mill worker town.
Well, JB, the last time they won, they had a guy that brought levity to the locker room. It wasn't as serious. Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah, the same guy that went to the bar with the off-duty cop. They had a great time. Yeah.
But he wasn't this guy. Yeah, but I think he needs some guy that can fucking win.
James is serious. James just has his own way of leading.
So let me ask you a question, JB. When's the last time James was in a situation where he was the favorite and he didn't come through? The last time he was on a good team and he was healthy was New Orleans. Yep. And they were like 4-1 when he got hurt, and he was balling.
Yep.
Ever since then, he's been in these impossible situations.
Let me ask you, let's dive into, I don't think that's going to be on his radar, but let's just be real. Okay, but let's say he's not. Is Aaron Rodgers a 1-year gap fill, or do you like someone else out there? I'm talking about veterans.
Do you listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth? I just explained to you why I don't like Aaron Rodgers for Pittsburgh.
That's what I'm saying. What veteran out there do you like over your favorite quarterback on the history of football, Jameis Winston? Who do you like over him?
You don't like nobody over him.
None.
That's the point.
I don't think this is a.
Jameis or bust? Is Jameis or bust in Pittsburgh?
Well, in my opinion, yes. And here's why.
I get it.
If they go back with Russell Wilson,
he's stressed out.
The ceiling isn't high enough, in my opinion.
Right. There you go.
If they go back with Justin Fields, I think you limit yourself in the passing game because of the way they play.
Hello.
Like Fields, to me, to be successful right now, has to be in a volume passing system where his athletic ability, where his improvisation can create big plays. He can't be in a system where, what's the old Tennessee head coach that's the OC in Pittsburgh? Arthur Smith. Well, Arthur's trying to dial up 2 deep shots a game, and you got to hit them to have explosive plays. That's not a system that fits Fields. I don't think Sam Darnold can handle the pressure and the weather.
All right, so let's talk Sam Darnold and Minnesota right now. A lot of people are alluding to him ending up in Seattle, and that was the plan. Obviously, Seattle has to have a plan. Like we started the show with, Seattle either is very smart or very dumb, knowing that they've made these moves without having a solidified person in there to replace Geno or DK or etc. Do you think he stays or leaves in Sam Darnold?
I think he leaves Minnesota, but I think this is his agent planting these Seahawks rumors. And here's why. Sam Darnold's not better than Geno Smith. So Sam Darnold is probably going to cost the same amount of money as a Geno Smith extension would have cost. So then why give up a 3rd-round pick for an inferior quarterback? You could have just stayed with Geno. I'm sticking with my Sam Howell. And listen, I have not heard anybody nationally say this is the direction the Seahawks are going.
Nope.
So I am sticking with my Sam Howell will be the starting quarterback in Seattle take.
That's crazy. I just don't think – not crazy, not because of the kid or whatever. I just think that you can't empty the entire roster and just say we're going to be the bottom feeder of the NFC West this year after winning 10 games in my first year as a head coach, as the youngest head coach in McDonald, and now we're just going to say we're rebuilding all this. I just don't understand the logic. I don't, but I'm not that smart. So I'm leaning it to you and saying this is a rebuild, but I would be shocked if that's the case.
Let me. Something was brought to my attention, and it's something that I'm going to watch to see if it becomes the norm in the National Football League. If you pay your rookies early before their deals expire, it's a lot cheaper. Somebody put up what the Bengals would have had to pay T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and all those guys if they would have extended them after year 3 of their rookie deals compared to what they have to pay them now. And I'm saying that contextually because maybe because of where DK and Geno were tenure-wise, Seattle just wasn't willing to pay market value for those extensions.
That's a good point.
Because those guys are on second plus contracts.
Yeah. And you don't want to spend all that money, especially when it's like you're going to be in the same position probably next year, 9-10 win game season. Not really changing anything. That's a good point.
Shaun, let's move in real quick to Smitty's Colts. The AR5 shopping spree has begun. Apparently, they put him on the block. I said they would. They should. We've talked about this for a while. This is the recyclable business that we're in. Again, Chico Stick and String Cheese, they're going to give him up for probably nothing in return. Does this open the possibility of an Aaron Rodgers in Indianapolis? Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones. Who do you like? Daniel Jones is another name, even though we can agree and disagree that he's not good, blah, blah, blah. He's gotten paid in this league, and you know, Shaun, this man is upper management in this small circle that we know who they are is not going to let that cat just sit around for free. Is he going to replace Sam Darnold as the starter in Minnesota, or is he going to be moved? The Colts are one of the names that's ringing loudly for Daniel Jones. So where are you at with this move?
Well, first of all, shout out to all the esteemed brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi. Anthony Richardson is my fraternity brother. So let me speak directly to him first. I hope this opens your eyes to the reality of how you're thought of in this league. It's very easy when you overdraft a young man out of college and he gets incubated in just the positive parts. This company wanted him to represent it, you know, go and sign here, you know, this theory, this thought that your talent will sustain you. Big dog, it's time to get serious about playing quarterback. It's time to have some honest conversations about where you're deficient at and how you improve, because this is not good. When they're offering you for a trade before your rookie deal is up as a top 5 pick, and there are no suitors, no takers, that's not a good situation to be in. To JB's question, I could see Minnesota going all in with JJ McCarthy and having Daniel Jones as a short-term fill-in if JJ is not completely healthy. I don't see Daniel Jones getting a non-competitive opportunity to start elsewhere, meaning I could see him signing with the Colts and competing with Anthony Richardson for the starting job. I don't know that that's necessarily an upgrade. I think you got 2 half players right now at quarterback. I don't know how the fan base gets behind that. If everything falls through for the Giants, well, no, he's not going back to the Giants. I take that back. If everything falls through for the Jets, I can see the Jets having Daniel Jones compete with Tyrod Taylor. Like, I see him being, at best case scenario, in one of those kind of situations. If he stays in Minnesota, it's the backup JJ.
Listen, man.
And Bailey, can you clip that of that Anthony Richardson opinion and at him on X and post it, please? I need him to see that.
He asked for a lot right there. He said, "Could you write the time code down? Could you cut it?
Paris,
you edit
Paris, by the way, Shaun, you got to know our sister, our young sister that does our shorts, Paris. Watch the show.
That, Bill, you don't do that.
Hey, Paris, how you doing? I didn't know you existed, but nice to meet you. If you can do that for me, that would be great. Because, see, what I'm about on this show, see, unlike JB, I'm not just trying to tear people down and demean people and act malicious towards people I don't like. I'm here to uplift, embolden, identify so that you can activate. And that's my thing with AR. I don't think the people around him understand what his true narrative is.
Can you tag him, Paris, on X and tag him and say, please change positions and transfer over and be the athlete that you are so we can actually see you on the field?
So, Smitty, hear me out, because JB in his joke mode. He the white DL Hughley today.
White L. Hughley, yeah.
Hey, AR's circle right now, I know it. I've been coaching college football. There's a delusion that exists sometimes. I'm telling you, his circle is saying, hey, man, all you got to do is stay healthy.
You a dog, bro. You a dog.
And when you healthy, man, you that dude. And listen, I'm telling you, Anthony Richardson, that's a goddamn lie.
Hey, real quick, in some other news.
Better.
In some other news, real quick, I'm getting a bunch of texts from some prominent folks. Protect your Twitter. Apparently, it's been a national or global hacking going on right now. With
I can't even get on Twitter. I've been trying to put my God is great tweet out, and I've been trying to load up the tweet you put in our chat. I don't know how you even got it on there. I can't even see the tweet that you put in our private chat. I can't even open it. So Twitter's wilding right now. Hopefully it happens all day, so I ain't got to post at work today. That'd be great.
So Elon may be getting his shit hacked. I don't know. We don't know. There's a lot of shit going on in the world that
I don't know what they're doing. But to that point, man, I don't know what my Colts are doing right now. Yeah, you guys can call me, saying I was on the bandwagon and I moved and I switched my opinion as I receive new information, as everybody should. You shouldn't stay on one side of something after you got more proof and evidence of something else. That doesn't make any sense. So I was excited for the potential that he had, and I was trying to be a fan and support him. But after so many bad games, bad performances, not improving, and then the last straw that broke the camel's back is when the man took a play out because he was tired, something we've never seen in the history of football at any level. I said, yeah, I'm done. I grew up in the era of Peyton Manning, grew up in the era of Andrew Luck, and then you want to bring a quarterback in, it's supposed to be the face of our franchise, and he's sitting out plays because he's tired and you're a quarterback? I don't know where they do that at, but not in the sport of football. So at that point, that showed me everything that I needed to see. And I hope that he ends up having a good career. I still support him from afar, but just like certain family members, sometimes you got to love him from a distance. And he doesn't need to be in the coach uniform anymore. We need to bring in somebody who's a veteran, who's proven. I don't mind getting an Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't mind getting a Sam Darnold. And hell, I know JB don't like it, but I wouldn't mind getting a Jameis Winston either, at least as a stopgap until we figure out our next destination, our next.
Well, hold on. Two things. First of all, Jameis Winston's not a stopgap. He's a franchise quarterback. And second thing, don't blame Anthony Richardson. This is not Anthony Richardson's fault.
It's not his fault he got drafted at all.
This is completely the Indianapolis Colts' fault. There is nothing that Anthony Richardson did in the time he was at Florida that said I should take this kid as a top 5 draft pick to be the face of my organization. Absolutely nothing. And to the future Anthony Richardsons out there, he would right now have a completely different narrative if he would have took his ass back to University of Florida and got another season of experience actually playing quarterback, having to make quick decisions, learning the game of football, and going out a year later with a better opportunity for success.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, Shaun, what's your take on our boy? I talked to him yesterday prior to him arriving in his new job. Heisman Trophy winning Eddie George takes the Bowling Green job. He's right there in Maction. And Maction, Smitty's at Maction territory now. Bowling Green, you excited, not excited, worthy, not worthy? Where you at with this hire?
First of all, let's salute the job that Eddie George did at Tennessee State.
And Smitty, real quick, to give Shaun some context, not to show the text that Eddie and I had, but it was funny because Eddie had me consulting his staff when he took the job for the first 2 months or so. And this is a guy who used to tell me, and he always hits me up, hey, motherfucker. That's how that's how he says, right? He always referred to, man, I don't know, JB, if I can do that. I don't want to coach, blah, blah, blah. So my text Smitty saw yesterday was, for a motherfucker who didn't want to coach, sure fucking did good and got a job. So now he's moving on up, and now go ahead, Shaun. But now he's he's at least moving his way up towards the bigger boys.
Well, shout out to George for the job he did at Tennessee State. Deion's the gift and the curse. Like, because of the attention that Deion got at Jackson State, there are a lot of former players getting an opportunity to be head coaches at the HBCU level, but none of it gets covered outside of Deion. So, like, Eddie George hadn't gotten near the attention nationally he deserves for the job he's done. I would say this, when you talk to him, we're about to see if he really loves coaching now. Because, see, to me, coaching Tennessee State in Nashville, where he played for years with the Titans, that's not really coaching. Nashville's a great city. People adore and love Eddie there. He's got the Titans and all of their resources and facilities, right across the street. We're going to find out if he really loves coaching now. Is he about, where's that, Bowling Green, Kentucky?
No, it's Bowling Green. It's in Ohio, homie.
I mean, Bowling Green, my bad. Bowling, Western Kentucky's in Bowling Green, Kentucky, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's right around the corner.
We're about to see if he really loves football now. Bowling. I know he's from Ohio State, and he's in state where he played college. I get it, but now he's in one of them college towns. We're going to see if we don't see how Eddie like it when you can't get no good steak and we can't find no Italian food restaurant. We're gonna see. Can't go to the Gucci store.
He knows his Ohio State connections. He's got his Ohio State. He got his roots there. Ohio State. He's a Philly guy, Pennsylvania. So I think, that's a hub in recruiting, Pennsylvania, Ohio. So I think, he'll do well there as far as being the name that he is. So like, I like it. That's what I think, but we'll see.
Shout out to the brother,
we'll
man. Maction, baby. Tuesday night SmackDown. We playing every day of the week. I love it. Let's go ahead. Let's do some Hell Yeah, Hell No, because I got to jump off right at 9. So let's go to Hell Yeah, Hell No, brought to you by BetUS. Use promo code Coach JB. You know the rest, man. Hell yeah or hell no, the Raiders will make the playoffs next season. Shaun King.
As we sit here on March 10th, the first day of free agency, yes, hell yeah. I'll go hell yeah.
Jason Brown?
Wow. Really? I'm going to say hell nah, not quite. The AFC West got better, and I think the Chargers are even going to take another step. The Broncos have already taken a step, and then I think the Chiefs are getting caught up too. But I still think it'd be crazy to say the Chiefs won't be in the playoffs, right? So I don't think 4 teams can get in. So I'm going to say hell nah. The Raiders are the ones.
I'm going to say hell no. They're going to win 9 or 10 games, but it won't be enough because of what you just said with the AFC West. This reminds me of the year when the Lions, Aaron Rodgers last year with Green Bay, where they needed to win the last game of the season against the Lions. The Lions beat the Packers, keeping them out the playoffs. The Lions didn't make the playoffs, but that was the year before they really took off. I think this is going to be that year for the Raiders. Right before they take off, they're going to make some noise, but it won't be enough. Hell yeah or hell no. Sam Darnold's time in Minnesota is over. I'm going to say hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
He's out of there. And not because he's a bad player. I'm not as high on him as JB. But his cost ratio doesn't work for the Vikings.
All right. Coach Jason Brown?
I'm fucking trying to work all this shit. I still think
Sam Darnold's cooked. You know Sam Darnold's like a cracked egg. He's out of there.
I still think he stays. I think he's going to be in. I think he's going to be in Minnesota. I think he's going to. They'd be asinine to get rid of him.
No
I think his
shot. And you know what? This is the T. Higgins situation. If Cincy had to match the market for T. Higgins, he wouldn't be.
Time out. We got break news. We got break news real quick. I've been trying to get this beautiful woman on the show for like the 45 minutes, and she got Boost Mobile, so she couldn't join us. So let's get this JC Horn news from an insider real quick, Bailey. Bring our main girl, Sheena, quick in real fast.
Sheena, what up, Sheena?
Hey, y'all. Not Boost Mobile, though. How you do me like that?
It's all right. It's all right.
Cricket phone. My bad. Cricket, my bad.
None of these people know I've been trying to get you on for like 40 minutes to talk about it real quick before we end. Smitty got to get off, but we'll stay with you for a hot minute, Shaun. I don't know if you got 5, but give us the news.
I got time for Sheena, Queen Sheena.
How did JC get this gig? How did he get this extension? How was this discussed? How did it break? Give us the take.
Well, Dan Morgan has been like adamant ever since November. He was getting calls for him, as the trade deadline approached. He was like, no, JC's ours. We're going to do what we need to do to retain him. Both sides were really, really dedicated to getting this deal done. JC wants to stay in Carolina. Carolina has to build around a cornerstone or two of their defense. And I just think it was a move that they kind of had to make. They didn't want to be in the same position they were in with Brian Burns a season ago, where it just kept lagging and lagging and lagging. And then they didn't really get much in exchange for him from the Giants. So the biggest thing about JC Horn, everyone talks about the injuries. He made some changes last offseason. So he finally had a healthy season in Carolina, and he showed you why he was drafted in the top 10. So to me, you know how this market is. Like right now, he's the highest paid DB in history. And then tomorrow or 2 days later, CAA is going to sign somebody as the highest paid DB. And that's just how it goes. Yeah, it just keeps going up. But this is a move that Carolina had to make because they have to have something to build around. They haven't been good at retaining the talent that they draft. So this is big.
No doubt. I know Shaun, I have a question. And Smitty, I don't know if he's got to get out of here in a second, but real quick, what is the new? What are you guys looking for as well? You guys need to make a splash in this trade deadline. The trade opens up here, and I guess right now, I think 12 o'clock your time. We're on the West Coast. Yeah, so the illegal tampering starts. What other holes does Carolina need to fill, and that you think you can make something happen in this open market here?
Definitely defense. Anybody that watched them last year knows that defense is, their prime concern going this offseason. But they're also looking to add a wide receiver one. They desperately need a wide receiver one. So I'll just kind of keep my eye on that. Of course, Deebo Samuel's gone to Washington, and then DK is in Pittsburgh. So they're still going to be looking to add a receiver, a wide receiver one specifically.
Yeah.
Adam Thielen, he's getting older. He's been old faithful, old reliable, but they do need a number one. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to make a big push to fill that need. But other than that, again, defense.
Were you guys in the DK discussions at all, Metcalf? Or no?
People said they were, but I think mainly it was because of the connection with Dave Canales. That Seattle connection, but I didn't hear anything definitive about DK Metcalf in Carolina.
And Shaun, I don't know what you think, but Cooper Kupp trading one old white Thielen for another old white doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, I don't like
Not old
Cooper.
white.
I don't like Cooper because of the injuries. Like since the Super Bowl, he's been injured. By the way, follow you in the chat. If you're interested in anything Panthers, follow Sheena on Twitter. It's at Sheena with 2 E's _Marie3. This is Sis. Like I was trying to tell him earlier, I remember Jason Simmons and how high they were on J.C. Horn when they drafted him. I mean, he's a long, aggressive, athletic corner, and they did the right thing. When you ask what they need, JB, I mean, you got to give Bryce Young a fighting chance. Like, I like old country, and that's what I call Leggett because he's as country as anybody in the National Football League. I don't know if y'all have heard Xavier. Is it Leggett? How you say his last name?
Leggett.
Yeah.
I mean, he old school, backwoods, eat possums and raccoons.
Sheena was eating that with him, too, a couple months ago.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
I saw she was tearing it up, too.
Anything about my diet.
Man,
but they've got to get better around Bryce Young. I like Chuba Hubbard. He's getting better. But, I mean, Adam Thielen's productive, but he's not super talented, if that makes sense.
I know what you
Well,
mean.
the thing is, I was telling people from the time he got there, he did not come to Carolina to be wide receiver one.
Right.
That was not the role he was supposed to fulfill. When he got there, it was supposed to be DJ Chark.
Yes.
And
I thought, and I'll be honest, I thought they overvalued DJ Chark. When I was there and I sat in meetings, I never saw him as an elite wide receiver. I thought they undervalued DJ Moore. They weren't in love with DJ. There were some personality issues there that they didn't like about DJ. But remember, when I was there, they had Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore. Bryce Young, Sam Darnold, by the way, who JB loves, who's as average as a random ceiling fan, had all of that talent and couldn't get it done. Bryce Young hadn't had any of that, JB.
Let me ask you something, Sheena. Did you guys or were you guys involved? Because there's some wideouts making moves. The Houston Texans seemed like they got a Christian Kirk out of nowhere to go along with Nico. Did you guys have any interest in that get? Or do you not know? Because there's some wideouts that are like
I really haven't heard them really talk a ton about wide receivers in this free agency class. And this draft class isn't particularly strong with wide receivers either. So, a lot of people are like, oh, they're going to take a receiver at 8. I think that would be a terrible idea to take a receiver at 8. I just don't understand why you would do that. And I feel like Dan Morgan's a lot smarter than that. What? Why are you laughing, Shaun?
Because he looking at the comments in the chat. I know that's all he doing. That's all he doing. Before I jump off, the biggest move that the Panthers could make is signing T. Higgins. If T. Higgins is not signed with the Bengals, that's your wide receiver one right there. You heard it here. I got to jump. Don, be quiet. Sheena was good seeing you. I got to go.
Hey, Sheena, give you context. Smitty was supposed to be out. Smitty had a hard out at 9, and then you came in. Smitty stayed in the whole time. So that's the content. The chat's just murdering them. So that's all we're saying. There's a
I'm scared to look at y'all's chats, man.
Oh,
yeah, I know. Sheena, I can't thank you enough. I appreciate you jumping in here. I know it was last minute. I was like, man, let me get this.
I got one question. I know it's hard to tell because free agency just started, but right now, what direction do you think the Panthers are going in the first round?
I like Mason Graham. I like them to go defense and with that number 8 pick. They're not getting. They didn't. The pass rush was non-existent last year. They didn't stop the run. I mean, they didn't do much of anything on defense. And again, I would like them to re-sign Mike Jack. I know a lot of people, especially with what JC is making, they're going to be expecting or asking him, or they're going to be pondering why he's not traveling, why he's not covering the other team's best receiver. And it's something that he wants to do. He wants to travel, but they have to have the personnel on the other side of the ball. I mean, the other side of the field to be able to afford him that luxury. So they're going to have to go defense at 8. And I wouldn't be, if Mason Graham is there, I don't know how you don't take him. Abdul Carter's not going to be at 8. I just don't see him there. Travis Hunter's not going to be at 8. So I like Mason Graham.
And Sheena, 2 quarterback guys. Has the noise been silenced after they put the red rifle in, and then Bryce seemingly was down and out? He comes back and shows his guts and nuts and tough skin. I thought he came back and, well, we know nuts and guts is a quarterback thing, Sheena. You know, they'll take no offense by that. So, you happy with that? Are they happy with Bryce now? They think he's the guy. He's the guy going forward. There's no question about it.
No question about it.
Canales is my guy. When you tell Canales, you tell him I said I ain't giving him no credit for Bryce Young whatsoever. If Andy Dalton don't get in that car crash, they have moved on from Bryce Young. I am not letting them take credit for Andy Dalton getting a mishap. You tell Canales he's too smart of a quarterback guy to even have made that decision in the first place.
Shaun, do you really think that we were not going to see any more Bryce Young last season? We were always going to see Bryce again last season.
Sheena, all I know is they benched Bryce Young for it's my turn. Isn't that what he said in Chicago when they were asking about him and Fields? And the only reason Bryce Young got back in the game is because Andy Dalton got in a car accident and was unable to play. So you tell Canales he's too good of a quarterback guy to have even put himself in that predicament.
Now, Sheena, we do a WPS and a BPS segment on this show that Shaq and them stole, and that's a white people shit take by a brother.
It definitely is. I'm sorry, Shaun. I'm sorry. Not the Wonder Bread. I'm sorry, Shaun, but we were always going to see Bryce Young again.
Hey, listen.
We were always going to see Bryce Young again.
Let's operate with the facts. Did Canales bench Bryce Young for Andy Dalton?
He had to be. He needed a reset. He needed a factory reset.
Okay. When Bryce Young was reinstituted as a starter, was it because, at least at that time, that Andy Dalton had gotten injured in a car crash and was unable to play?
I disagree. I think it was time because Andy wasn't playing particularly well either.
See, Sheena.
What, Shaun?
You're smart. I know you can cook.
And I'm in the building.
I know you're great at covering the game of football. But see, this is what we call white people shit. Put the Wonder Bread back up there, Bailey.
The fact that y'all even have that graphic is insane.
Hey, Sheena.
JB trying to get us canceled every day.
Hey, Sheena. The Niners, former offensive tackle Jalen Moore just signed with the Chiefs. Again, Andy Reid making his team better, front first, protect Patrick Mahomes. The Niners, Shaun and Sheena, just a take from another team. The Niners
you gotta stop this.
The Niners are irrelevant. I mean, the Niners are becoming irrelevant in front of our face. I'm just telling you.
If you don't like something, you go against it. If you like it, you go for it. The Chiefs.
Have the Niners gotten better, Sheena? No. Stop. They can't. They can't be. They signed older. I love him to death. Freak. Trent Williams. I get it. But come on, man. Like, you're losing too much. CMC is irrelevant. You got rid of Debo. You're going to get rid of Ayuk, who was hurt all last year after sitting out.
It seems like they're blowing it up, right?
Yeah, they're blowing it up. And now you're about to pay a quarterback who's a bus rider, not a driver, probably 50, 60 mil. And you're going to really fill that gap? Come on, man. The Niners are cooked. The Rams, Devontae Adams, Sheena, over the weekend, has clearly taken over the NFC West. This is a Super Bowl contending Rams that was this close from beating the Eagles, by the way, on the road in the snow. And you re-sign Stafford. The Rams got, and I'm just speaking of NFC, Sheena, the Rams got to be in the top 5 scenario as favorites to win the Super Bowl, right? I know the Chiefs and the Eagles are 1 and 2 right now. I'm thinking the Rams got to be in the mix. Yeah.
I gotta look a little closer.
I know.
I
But I'm just saying.
I'm not willing to put them in the top 5 just yet. Not just yet.
Yeah. They're close, though. That offense is going to be scary with Nakua and Devontae Adams, Higbee. The running back, Tyler Williams, is O-line. I mean, hey, I like the Rams. I'm a Rams guy, so obviously I'm a little bit biased. Yeah, I'm a little biased.
I'm not ready to put them up there just yet. You might be right. You might be right. I just haven't looked closely enough.
Hey, by the way, the Bucs are in the top 5. Breaking news: the Bucs just signed Chris Godwin to a 3-year, $66 million extension, and they just signed Hassan Reddick from the Eagles on a 1-year, I think it said $14 million deal. So the Bucs are loading up. We are going to win us a championship. That's what
Hassan Reddick from the Eagles or the Jets?
Say it again. I mean,
from the Eagles or the Jets? Well, we really see him for the Jets.
Hopefully, we get the fresh out of Temple University version. But I got a question for Sheena. I'm gonna give you 3 quarterbacks and you rank them.
You gave me 3 what?
3 quarterbacks.
Okay.
And you rank them. Tua, Sam Darnold, and Brock Purdy.
You said Darnold, Tua, and Purdy?
Yes.
I got my reservations on each for a reason. Let me see. That's a good question, though. I'm
Smart
hardly
woman.
ever speechless.
I know that. I know you should be on another network for someone else, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go Darnold 1. I know.
Thank you, Jesus. Man, Shaun, great minds think alike. God damn. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm speechless.
What?
Go ahead, Shaun. You're right.
I'm going Darnold 1 because we're just talking about this most recent season. I'm going to go Darnold 1, Purdy 2, and I'm going to go 2 or 3 just because of the concussions and the not being available, because the biggest ability is availability, and you have to wonder how those concussions are going to continue to impact him. Sam Darnold. But the thing is, Sam Darnold isn't in any situation quarterback. Sam Darnold has to have the perfect circumstances. And so we'll see if Sam Darnold of past is truly a thing of the past without, I mean, you got Justin Jefferson, you know what I mean? So he had a stacked team out there in Minnesota. So, but if we're going to go just off last season, those are my rankings.
Sheena, we stole you, so I don't want to keep you. I'm sorry. I appreciate you coming on.
I'm sitting here in the hospital waiting for discharge, so I'm good. I'm not. My son had surgery. Right. Yeah, my husband.
Okay. Hopefully he's all right. T's and P's. I want to ask you real quick though. This whole quarterback scenario. Please ground my main man here, Shaun King, and let him know how absolute blasphemous he sounds when he says Jameis Winston should be the starter in Pittsburgh. Please just tell him shut the hell up.
Over Russell?
Or anybody. He says he's anybody. He texted Tomlin earlier and said, if you don't sign Jameis Winston, I'm blocking you. That's what he texted Tomlin. So please. Over A-Rod, Aaron Rodgers, over Sam Darnold, over who else available right now that's out there OG-wise? Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. Come on. I like Jameis, but he's not a serious person.
The thing about it is Jameis going to give you 30 touchdowns, but Jameis going to give you 30 interceptions.
And that's not a Tomlin let off.
And I'm a Florida State gal. I'm just saying.
Jameis going to give you hope.
Jameis going to give you hope, and then he's going to give you hope, and then he's going to snatch it from you when he throws an interception on the next drive.
But Sheena, listen, in the right situation, Jameis can be conformed. But what he gives Pittsburgh
is Sam Darnold.
No.
We just finished talking about it.
No. We're talking about a Honda and a Mercedes.
DK and Pickens? Oh.
We're talking about a Honda and a Mercedes.
But Sam was cooking in Minnesota, and I just said that in the right situation, but he has to have the right situation. He's not going to be your game changer. He's going to be your game manager. He has to have the perfect situation.
Outdoors in Pittsburgh, in a division with the Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns. No, that's not Sam Darnold. No, that's James. You need a dog. You need an elite alpha male competitor in that division playing outdoors in inclement weather. That's not Darnold.
He's all of those. James is all of those things, but you're saying two things can be true. He could be good in those surroundings, but he can also be not as good as the other guys that you had put him up in comparison to.
I don't
Just
see
right
any.
now.
I don't see any situation where Jameis isn't better than those guys. I just don't. I believe in the kid. I think he's a franchise quarterback. I think Pittsburgh's the right spot for him. First time in a long time, he's had a really good defense. He's with an established, real head coach. They have Pickens and Metcalf now. They're going to need to throw the ball down the field. He's one of the elite ball spinners in the world. I think it's a perfect match.
Hey, Sheena, before you get out of here, Sheena, T's and P's to your baby. What do you run? 14.2? 14.2 on a 110 hurdle?
Yeah, 14.2 in the 110s. He broke his tibia and fibula on his first long jump attempt, but he'll be fine. He's going to bounce back.
Your son?
Yeah, he got his surgery done. He's headed to Oklahoma University, Boomer Sooners, so they're going to get him back together, stitch him up right, and get his rehab, and he'll be better than before.
Boomer Sooner. Hopefully they can recover. He's going to be fired.
Hey, shout out to the chat, too. Hey, Sheena, you're getting a lot of compliments in the chat. The chat loves you.
Thanks,
They say
Chad.
great guests.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know if that was a shocker, Shaun.
Well, you know, some people are like, women can't talk football, get in the kitchen. I love when people tell me to get in the kitchen.
I was going to say, I was so shocked.
Jason.
Nah, not you. I was saying certain people out there.
That's what makes me feel honored because Jason feels like I am worthy to talk about football. I mean, but I could do both. I can cook and I can talk about football. So,
Hey, Mina, if it wasn't for me and Smitty, JB would have been canceled.
What?
I said if it wasn't for me and Smitty, JB would have been canceled. The way he be attacking Mina and oh my God.
See, Sheena's not reading a teleprompter, homie. There's a huge difference in her and Mina. Let's keep it funky. But anyway, Sheena, much love. Appreciate you jumping on. We got to have you on during this draft or something. We got to have you on during the, not 20 minutes after the show's ended already. So shout out to everybody on the chat that stayed. Shout out to everybody that stayed around, man, and watched the beautiful Sheena. Quick, go follow her on all things. And Twitter has been cyber attacked, by the way, FYI.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah, I just saw
the
it.
Notification that you sent me a DM, but then when I go to the app, I couldn't find the message. I thought it was something weird going on.
Yeah, something's going on with Twitter. They don't like Elon over there. I'm not a big Elon fan myself, but, they keep buying them motherfuckers Teslas, though. They keep talking shit, but buying his Teslas. Anyway.
It's a good car. I'm not even going to hold you. It's a good car.
I don't mess with it. I can't do electric. It's kind of feminine. But anyway, I like the woo. You know what I'm saying? Sheena, much love. Hope your son's all right, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
See you later, Sheena.
The beautiful
Hey, did you
Sheena.
text her? Did you text her to be pro Sam Darnold before she came on?
Not at all. She just smart people, man. Smart people, they you know what I'm saying? We stick together, man. Smart people know each other's football. I'm just saying. But anyway, Shaun, hey, thanks for sticking around for a while. We'll see you on Wednesday. Let's end the show together. This is the realest show on planet Earth, brought to you by BetUS. Head on over to today. We got NHL, NBA. And Shaun, real quick as we leave, hell yeah, hell no, the Lakers are cooked. LeBron's out for 2 weeks, and Luka seems to be ailing, and certain areas of his body seem to be out of shape. If the Lakers take a dive here in the next 2 weeks, they're going to go from 2 to 6 real easily. That's how tight the West is. The Lakers cooked. Hell yeah, hell no.
Hell yeah, because the real Luka's starting to showcase himself. Like, listen, Luka's back hurts because he's fat and out of shape and he gets winded. Also, Luka's all of a sudden starting to argue with the refs. Also, Luka all of a sudden
he do that shit from jump. That's what he do. He's the biggest pitcher and motor.
Absolutely, but he hit it the first couple games with the Lakers because everything was going good. Now he's starting to argue with the refs. Now Luka's not getting back on defense. Now guess what? Luka's not making the right defensive rotation. We'll see how long this fantasy ride lasts before
maybe they can't anymore now.
Because here's the thing. JJ Redick has made his grounds thus far on holding players accountable. So now I'm going to see what he does with Luka, because Luka's defense is atrocious right now. The same things that the Mavericks got fed up with are starting to showcase themselves in Los Angeles.
It's gonna be. Can it be true, Shaun? Can we sit here today and say that the Lakers and Dallas lost in the trade?
No, I think you can say the Lakers lost. You can't judge Dallas yet. They played 3 quarters with Anthony Davis, and they never had a game where Kyrie, Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, and Isaiah Lively played. So their vision on their end of the trade, we still haven't seen yet. We've seen the Lakers.
Yeah, I agree. Well, anyway, we'll see you Wednesday. Don't miss tomorrow. We got the great Brett Boone on tomorrow, so make sure you tune in for that, all you baseball fans. And like I said, all week long, we got some. We got Sheldon Day on Wednesday, along with Shaun.
Hey, let me know too, because Puxadamus needs to be on when the hockey guy come on. So let me know.
Oh yeah, we got a guy getting us a lot of big gets. So we'll have that on. So appreciate you. Stay tuned every day. We'll have a new guest on from here on out. So make sure you tune in on the Realest Show on Planet Earth. Merrill Hodge, Phil Simms, and some other legendary Warren Moon. We got Warren Moon being discussed on coming on. We got some big time guys coming on the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Go ahead, Shaun.
Can I have it? I want to leave one thing for the chat. Y'all won a World Basketball Championship with Anthony Davis on the team. So for the Luka trade to have been a success, y'all have to win another World Basketball Championship with Luka as a Laker. I see y'all in the chat. The Lakers lost the trade. Hey, the Mavs had won one with Luka, so if they don't win one without him, hell, what they losing? AD brought y'all a championship. So for the Luka trade to have made sense and worked like y'all think it did, y'all got to win a championship. Point blank, period. How you like them apples?
And Luka got to see what he got. He had deja vu. His ass Horford was out there fucking locking that motherfucker up, and he was like, damn, are we playing Boston in the finals again in a new uniform? But anyway, Lakers got smoked, and it is what it is. We'll see you tomorrow. Talk Tuesday. Steve Kim joins us. Brett Boone, legendary baseballer. And we'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Appreciate you guys. Peace.